WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Well, good morning. And in studio, our guest host here this morning is the man with a plan.
Good morning,
who coined
Bill.
the phrase liberal schmimmeral. The one and only Mayor Mark Butler. Good morning.
Well, good morning to you, Bill. I take a couple days off, and look what you stir up.
Yeah,
It's just
terrible.
crazy stuff.
It's just terrible. I don't know what happened yesterday, and I haven't been able to get any details, but I'm not going to get into it. We're not going to get into it, although she's still calling me names. That piece of garbage. Katie Aiello met with the, if we did anything, listen, you can criticize me all you want. For the first time ever, councilperson Katie Aiello met with the business people of Franklin Square. Based on pressure that was put on her through this radio program. You know, sometimes you just have to look at results. Isn't that right, Mark Butler?
It's rare that the media accomplishes anything.
That's exactly
like
right.
That. Yeah,
That's
I know
exactly
that.
right.
You did it, Bill.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Media schmedia, but quoting you once again, but still, here we are. Yesterday, President Trump meeting with Ukrainian leader and Zelensky, and then, of course, European leaders. Oh, boy. He was caught on a hot mic. Did you hear this?
No.
He was caught on a hot mic, because
Now
you don't
who,
watch
Trump?
the news. Trump was caught on a hot mic, which is usually not anything that ever happens, because usually he's speaking everything right into the mic, right?
Right.
There's a full transparency. But in this case, he was kind of whispering, and he was saying to, I believe, the European leaders, he's like, I know it sounds weird, but Putin wants to cut a deal for me. Okay, listen. Now, unless you have TDS, a Trump delusional syndrome, where he does no wrong, you have to understand Putin, who is trained in mind manipulation, is gotten into the head of Trump to the point where Trump thinks they're buds.
Well,
And that Putin wants to cut a deal for peace, one where he gets about a quarter of Ukraine.
right.
And he thinks that it's because Putin wants to help him win the Nobel Peace Prize.
I was just going to say that.
It's
I
a
heard
real
that
problem.
Putin whispered that into a hot mic. I just want to help him get that Nobel
I just want to
Peace
help
Prize.
him. And then, of course, Putin also said, I don't trust your elections. I think that the machines and the early voting, the mail voting, can't be trusted. So Trump is going to say, look, even Putin doesn't think our elections are accurate. Meanwhile, yesterday,
First
news
true thing he said in 40 years.
Meanwhile, yesterday, Newsmax just settled a $1 billion lawsuit against them for the things that they said about the Dominion election machines, which turned out to be not true. And believe me, if it was true, they wouldn't have paid the settlement. So I'm just saying this is a rough week. Hopefully something really good can come out of it. But I think at the end of the day, Putin wants one thing. He wants land. He wants the Soviet Union back in.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
But
that's a little scary.
Trump may have his difficulties, but at least he's in the arena and trying to get something done. You got to give him credit for that.
Well, unfortunately, he's making it more difficult for Zelensky and the Europeans, I'm sorry, to negotiate. And you're giving him, every time they try to corner him, and the only way you're going to win with this guy is just keep pressuring and pressuring until they oust him, because he doesn't care what happens to his people.
No, I know.
He doesn't care about how economically deprived his people are.
And the numbers of their soldiers who are getting killed and wounded it's incredible.
A huge number.
Astounding number.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll see where all of this comes. And, of course, there is the danger of this spilling over into the region and turning into something much bigger. But we'll speak with Ryan Schmemells about all of it coming up in a little bit. Tanya Powers also this morning. I have a whole bunch more, including, I've been following Harland J. Hennessy. Here's something we can all agree on. Harland J. Hennessy, his remains are coming home to Boonville. And, Davey, you've been working on this story. This goes back to Japan when they were our enemy. He was a prisoner of war in Japan. And they, through the technology of today, through DNA testing, we've been able to determine that the remains of this U.S. soldier are the remains of Joseph John. I'm sorry, I'll get there because I lost my story. Here it is, Harland J. Hennessy. So through the technology we have today, we can now his remains are respectfully finally being brought home. And Davey, they're going to be coming into by military escort into Rochester.
Yep.
And then from there they will make their way here, and there'll be a procession going up to Boonville. I mean, we are honoring this fallen soldier. Years and years after he perished in World War II.
And again, when is all that happening? The procession?
Thursday.
We're going to have
Thursday.
John Vino is
John Vino. Yeah.
is conservative John. And
God bless him.
From Boonville, conservative John from Boonville. And he'll be on to explain. That's post. See if I get it right. Is that the American Legion or VFW?
VFW Post. He's the
VFW
commander. Post,
correct me if I'm wrong. It's VFW Post, Boonville, 5538.
Right.
Yeah. And that happens today. State Senator, U.S. State Senator wannabe, but not State Senator Joe Griffo. I'm sorry. I just screwing up royally. New York State Senator, the great Senator Joe Griffo, will be on here this morning.
We are honored.
You will be in studio, a fellow Republican.
Listen, Bill, I just had a thought. Why don't I do a Trump and mediate between you and Ms. Aiello? Maybe I can get you guys to sit around the table and negotiate.
No, she's going to have to. She's going to listen. I'm a forgive and forget person. So if you want to just call her up and say, "Will you come in?" and I'd love to know what happened in the meeting with the business owners down there in Franklin Square.
That would be interesting to hear.
And as mayor, don't you feel that if there's this big party that's happening, I don't care what kind of music's being played, it's loud, it's interrupting, it's leaving garbage and vomit on the in its wake, and business owners are complaining. What's the right thing to do? Sit down with those business owners.
Right.
And that's what she did for the very first time. It happened.
And it was because of your efforts.
While calling me a bigot and a racist. I don't even get where that's coming from. But
a
whatever.
liberal schmibral.
Yeah, I think she might have called me that too, to be honest. We have some bit of cooler weather for today and tomorrow. And maybe, dare I say, we may actually see in the next 24 hours some rain. And boy, even though we got rain the other day, that rain is needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that wasn't much of a shower the other day. It didn't.
Well, it depends on where you were. I got probably about, I don't know, we got probably about an hour of steady rain, which was
up in Newport.
Was really needed. There are other times where people are saying, yeah, we got rain, and I'm saying, I didn't get any. We didn't get any of
it. Boy, what a year it's been for these poor farmers.
I know. Killed, they were
flooded
just
in
crushed.
The spring. And then,
well, let's start earlier.
Yeah.
Their barns were collapsing from the deep snow in the end of the winter, and that was horrible. Mm-hmm. And then they dealt with just a terrible spring. Then the heat came and no rain, and here we are. I mean, it's everything. Some things have grown, but other things have not grown well. So it is what it is. Today is a big day if you're a New York State Fair enthusiast. I didn't know, but Erie County apparently has a fair in western New York that's a big deal. It's the largest, I believe it's America's largest county fair. And apparently it's enormous, and they even feel they rival the New York State Fair. The New York State Fair, however, begins tomorrow, but today is a big day, Davey.
Yeah, it's the unveiling of the dairy butter sculpture.
The butter sculpture comes today.
You know, something interesting, I used to go down to the Erie County Fair because to see concerts. When the State Fair had concerts at the grandstand, usually you would see that artist come from the Erie County Fair, would make it up
To
into
here.
the yeah.
To here, yeah.
They've
And,
had some good I've seen some good concerts down there.
Yeah. Here in Syracuse at the State Fair, there are also some really big shows. You're looking forward to what?
Next week, the 3 country acts. Carly Pierce next Wednesday, Maddie and Tay next Thursday. The one I'm really looking forward to it, which I want to talk to you about off the air after later, is Dustin Lynch on the 30th.
Okay. What do you want to talk to me about? You want to?
Can you pay for his ticket?
No.
You want to get him on the air?
I would like to take the day off.
Oh. Well, who's gonna? You know, as the old song goes, who's gonna fill your shoes? Remember that country song? Oh boy, Davey. Well, we'll talk about that. Let's see. What do we have here? 6:30.
I figured it would be a long weekend. You know, if we start that Friday and go into Labor Day. Hey.
I see. So you're saying that maybe we should both take that day off.
Right.
I see where
I
you're
made the
going.
executive decision. That's
Okay.
Ryan right there.
I like your executive decision. Yeah, let's do that. Let me get Ryan Schmemells in before we. Are you grabbing him, or you want me to? I will. Hi, Ryan Schmemells, Fox News Radio. Good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good. Let's see. I got 3 minutes now to throw everything at you. President Trump meeting with Ukrainian leader. Did you see the Bills and Ravens are opening?
Yeah.
Is that a Sunday night game? 8:20.
I believe so.
Yes, it is.
The first day of the season. First Sunday.
Well, we're just gonna. You and I. We're gonna make our way through this. And we'll get through it.
Hey, whatever happens, the game that really is going to matter is the one in the playoffs. So
that's exactly right.
I like your attitude.
I like it.
We were so happy with our win last year in the regular season, and then we were the ones
that's exactly
in
right.
the playoffs. So we don't need that.
Let me tell you,
again.
we have had the issue with those God-blessed Kansas City Chiefs. We win during the regular season,
I know.
and that piece of garbage finds a way to win in the playoffs.
Refs.
I will say the
Ravens.
The Ravens have only lost him in the playoffs once. So
yeah,
it's because
right.
I think this is kind of becoming. You guys are like the Steelers losing to the Patriots, and we're like the Ravens beating the Patriots. We're like we still lose to them more than we win, but we've at least gotten some wins under our record. But
well, we
have to actually beat them in the playoffs once.
We're gonna break the mold this year in Buffalo.
Right.
I'm telling you. All right, President Trump meeting with Zelensky and European leaders. There was also a hot mic situation. I'm afraid, Ryan, that the president really sincerely believes that Putin is sincere and not trying to work him here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's always everybody's worry. That's kind of been the problem from the beginning, was that no matter what the United States and what the European leaders agree to, Russia's just not going to be willing to play ball. And right now, it seems like based off how they've reacted to some of the agreements came to yesterday, they're still not willing to play ball. They don't like this idea of a guard program for Ukraine, where Ukraine will have protections. So it seems like this is still, I think a ways away.
I also thought it was very interesting. Just a few of my takeaways I'll throw at you. I thought it was very interesting that Zelensky wore a suit. By the way, it was I think it was a suit coming out of the Beatles' Hard Day's Night, but it was a cool suit. He wore a suit, not his military garb. I thought that was a message saying, listen, I understand I have a thing here, but I respect the president's wishes. I thought that was interesting.
No, I think he wanted to avoid the drama. You know, he sees the social media. He sees this. He didn't want this to be a distraction. That's kind of what I've heard is the reason for that. You know, there's also a Politico article that came out like a couple hours before he got here about how he had a designer who said he was, and that designer said he was going to be wearing his military normal garb, and then ultimately he didn't do that. So, and that was kind of a moment that was that I think made a lot of people laugh inside the Oval Office, where the reporter asked about the suit the first time, brought it up again, and complimented it, said, "Hey, you have a nice suit." And Zelensky's like, "Well, you're wearing the exact same suit as last time. You haven't changed at all." And so that was a nice back and forth.
Yeah, that was good. That's very good.
Well, he was a professional comedian before he got.
He was an entertainer. Yeah,
there's an irony there.
There is a bit of an irony. Okay, at the end of the day, though, we're really going to kind of the Europeans and Zelensky seem to be really strong on you can't have a peace deal without a ceasefire, and they seem to be pretty adamant about this. We kind of everything ended yesterday without any resolution, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have a direction in which they're going to go, which is the next step is going to be the bilateral between Putin and Zelensky. Then they'll have maybe a trilateral between Trump and Putin and Zelensky down the road. So I think that was the big resolution, was that there's going to be talks between Putin and Zelensky in the future. And Trump did make it kind of clear that there is a plan in the works, or at least that should happen down the road, that would allow for the hostages to be released in Ukraine. And that's been kind of one of Zelensky's big red lines, is just getting those hostages released. And so Trump at least seemed optimistic that was coming soon.
Two more quickies, and I know you got to go. The Putin has told the president he doesn't trust our elections. So President Trump went on a rant yesterday about voting machines and mail-in ballots. Like, oh my God, I'm sorry, you got to be kidding me. And then the other part of this, here's why. This is my prediction. I'm giving you a little prediction from way up here in upstate New York, which is meaningless, except you will remember whether I'm right or wrong. The meeting with Putin and Zelensky will not happen, because if Zelensky meets with Putin, it's Putin giving Zelensky the status of being an actual leader of a country. And I don't think Putin feels that way and wants to legitimize him. Your thoughts on that prediction?
That's a lot to consider.
Yeah, it is. Well, let's see where it goes. Let's see where it goes.
I've been thinking a lot about this.
Yeah, about the mail-in ballots. Well, let's just say that Zelensky got a nice taste of what it's normally like in the Oval Office with President Trump and the questions he takes. So, yeah.
Right. So with world leaders, he's going off on domestic issues. Well, it is what it is. That is our president, President Donald Trump. All right. We appreciate it as always, Ryan. Have a wonderful day.
All right, see you guys. Thank you.
Right, thanks so much. You hear you realize the prediction is you really, if you really dig into it, he does not consider Zelensky, Putin does not consider Zelensky legitimate. And in the same way that people were criticizing Trump for rolling out the red carpet for Putin, I know you're rolling your eyes. Well, rolling out on U.S. territory, rolling out the red carpet, as I said, French kissing him. That was my description of it. Well, however, let me just say this: for Russia, it legitimized Putin. He's back on the world stage again, and they were able to use that. Now, I'm not saying the meeting shouldn't have happened. I'm saying, but that's how Russia used it, and they see that if Zelensky meets with Putin, he will be able to do the same thing and legitimize his leadership as being a legitimate leader of a country that Putin doesn't even believe is real. He sees that as just a part of Russia.
Russia has the world's largest nuclear collection of weapons. Doesn't that automatically make him a player on the world stage?
I wouldn't say the largest. However, no, he has been basically excommunicated by the West since they invaded Ukraine. Now, I understand he has nuclear weapons, but he has not been welcome on anyone's soil since he invaded Ukraine, and now it happened in the United States. So the way Russia used that was to say, we're back. Putin meeting with Trump, we're back. I'm not criticizing that. Take that and you can chew it on it later on. What I'm saying is that's what Russia doesn't want to give Zelensky. You mark my words, if that meeting happens, I will call you up, bring you in, and tell you, you're right, I was wrong. Okay? Not that this means anything.
How
but
many
we could
times
throw,
has that happened
I think
already?
we should lay a little bet on it. Let's put some cash on it.
All right.
Then it would have a pinch.
$20, baby.
There we go.
All
Done.
right.
Davey, mark it down. This day, $20. We'll
Now,
see what happens.
if they talk on the telephone, does that count? Do I still collect?
It's in person.
Emails, text,
Only-
so it's got to be in person.
Only in person. It cannot be a hologram. It's got to be the real, the real person. You never know with technology today. I got to do a quick break. Hold on tight. We'll come back with the legend, Mayor Mark Butler, coming up here at WIBX.
Here is the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. In New Hartford, police arrested 3 teens after a burglary at Target in Sangertown Square. According to a report from the New Hartford Police Department, the incident took place on August 14th when teenagers reportedly stayed inside the store after closing and stole merchandise before fleeing, according to loss prevention. All 3 teenagers face charges of burglary and have received appearance tickets. A town of Kirkland man has been arrested for allegedly injuring a cat. According to Oneida County Sheriff's Department, 21-year-old Jonathan Sykes was found to have treated the feline inhumanely, quote, when it was in his possession, which resulted in the cat's injuries. Sykes will appear in court in September. A New York State lawmaker is entering the race to unseat Congressman John Mannion. Republican Assemblyman John Lemonday says he's decided against seeking re-election and will again focus on defeating Democrat Mannion, who represents the 22nd Congressional District. The 60-year-old has used his current position to call for changes in New York schools and oppose abortion rights. In addition to his political career, Lemonday is a 27-year Army veteran who served in Iraq and Afghanistan. The Wild Animal Park in Chittenango is celebrating the arrival of a brand new addition. The zoo announced yesterday that one of its giraffes, named Jasmine, gave birth to a male calf last week. Both mom and baby are doing fine, and they are currently in giraffe exhibits for visitors to see. This zoo is located, of course, 20 miles from Syracuse, and more information is available online at thewildpark.com, which is located in Chittenango. And the New York State Fair begins tomorrow, but one of its most popular attractions is being revealed today. Artists have been hard at work crafting the legendary butter sculpture that will be located in the Dairy Products Building. Once the fair ends on September 1st, the sculpture will be recycled so it can be converted into renewable energy. Today's unveiling is being live streamed on the American Dairy Association Northeast Facebook page. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Another nice, cool morning and a beauty of a day today. A lot of clouds around, some limited sunshine, but not bad. Shower thunderstorm chance midweek, and then sunshine returning a little bit milder late week. So clouds today, upper 70s. Tonight, maybe a couple of showers, upper 50s. Tomorrow, showers, maybe a thunderstorm, mid-60s. Thursday, sunny, upper 70s. Friday, sunshine, low 80s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
I just want to thank Tracy in the front office, the marketing president here at Town Square Media. Davey, can you feel it? It may be cloudy and 54 degrees outside, but it is probably about 45 degrees here in the studio. How do you like it, Mark Butler? Isn't it beautiful? Keeps you nice and awake, doesn't it? Gotta love it. Where was this air conditioning? I'm not going to complain. I want to thank her for getting this thing fixed.
So she waits till one of the coolest days of the summer to get it working?
Hey, that's our market president you're talking about. We currently have clouds and 54. We'll continue with Mark Butler. Also, Tanya Powers from Fox News Radio coming up.
Now through September 1st, get up to $180 back by mail on a Bridgestone prepaid MasterCard. Get up to $80 when you buy a set of 4 eligible Bridgestone tires. Get an additional $100 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your CFNA credit card at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Whether you're in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, or Herkimer, their team of professionals are ready to serve you. Subject to credit approval, restrictions apply. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Online at tallmanstire.com.
Imagine if today was the day your idea changed someone's life. Imagine if you could help someone pay for college, help your community build a new playground, or help a child make it to that dream competition. With GoFundMe, it's all possible. GoFundMe is the world's #1 fundraising platform trusted by over 200 million people. Every week, ordinary people meet their goals and do extraordinary things. Your ideas matter. GoFundMe isn't just for emergencies. Want to raise money for your kid's soccer team or raise funds for a small business, a creative project, or event? GoFundMe helps you turn ideas into reality. And help adds up. Fundraisers you start for someone else raise up to 5 times more. So think right now, who could use your help? Change rarely comes from waiting. It comes from someone deciding, today I'll start. Don't wait for someone else to bring change. Today, start your fundraiser in just minutes at GoFundMe.com/news. That's GoFundMe.com/news to start your fundraiser. GoFundMe.com/NEWS. This is a commercial message brought to you by GoFundMe.
Are you a fan of firearms and their rich history? Then you won't want to miss this. Join Sticks and Stones Firearms on August 30th for their 3rd anniversary gun auction. From rifles and shotguns to handguns, ammunition, and even military antiques, plus knives, swords, scopes, Remington guns, factory racks, and so much more is up for grabs. And the best part, no buyer's premium and no reserve. So mark your calendars. Come for the food, drinks, and experience one of the biggest gun auctions of the year. August 30th at Sticks and Stones Firearms in West Winfield. See you there.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Portions of today's program have been brought to you by Herkimer County. Or as Mark Butler says, Herkimer County. County. You're from here. Were you brought up in Newport?
Yes.
And
yes,
I wonder where that county came from, because it almost sounds like it's a little bit of a different accent, pronunciation of the word. So you say county, I say county.
Yeah.
Can you hear the difference?
I do hear the difference.
You say tomato, I say
tomato.
Yeah. I think they should have included you in their song.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed.
You say county, I say county. County. It's all unfolding in Herkimer County and county, and you can explore the Herkimer diamond mines, savor the taste of Herkimer cheese. Head over to Newport, New York, where you can enjoy the beauty of the West Canada Creek.
Not creek, crick.
You know you're from Herkimer County if it's crick, not creek, right? Savor the taste of Newport, New York. And let me tell you, one of the great things to do in Newport and down through Middleville, down into Herkimer, is to kayak.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, that creek, the West Canada, can be a rather violent creek depending on the time of year.
Yep. depending on how much water the water authority lets out of Hinkley.
White rafting, and I mean, you can really...
Tubing
There's
is
a lot of that.
fun. Yeah.
I know they do that at Herkimer Diamonds as well. This is all in Herkimer County. There's just such... It is a beautiful county, and it stretches north to Old Forge, where some of the region's most expensive homes and properties you can find in Herkimer County in Old Forge.
Exactly.
Really nice. And actually, I saw a story recently. Somebody, it might have been the OD, doing a feature. They do a lot of features. A feature on octagon houses. And there is an octagon home that is quite old and has a great history.
Yes, it's where the Yale lock was invented. You had a workshop there.
The lock. We're not talking about the water lock in a canal. This is the lock, the padlock, the lock.
Yeah, lock. Yes.
Invented in Newport, New York.
That's right.
Pretty wild. It's Herkimer County, where history, commerce, and beauty collide. You can go to their website, herkimercountyny.gov/events for details. Go ahead.
Well, you take that boat ride up through the Fulton chain of lakes, and the famous people who have homes there very quietly. The Bush family has a camp way back in there. It's pretty amazing.
And you look at the camp and you're like, that's a camp. I mean, it's like 10 times larger than my house. That's a camp.
Well,
it's a mere 11,000 square feet.
Well, one of the stories in one of the hotels up there, the entertainment canceled out, and they had no entertainment, so they got this busboy or this waiter. He said, well, I'll go up and do a few jokes. That was Don Rickles.
Don Rickles.
That's where he got his career started.
That's awesome. He was the great insulter.
Yes.
With, in
second only to you.
In good fun. Yeah. Good fun. Brank Construction, if you're looking at foundation repair, and you can see it, it will begin to crumble a little bit. You'll see it break away. This is not a problem that you can ignore, and the people at Brank can help. Reach out to them today. They are experts when it comes to repairing the foundation, those old brick walls and stone walls. They are, and you want to get it done before wintertime. This is could be a real problem in your home. The other thing is you want to keep that basement nice and tight. They have the most amazing, these are basement windows that they can install and replace your basement windows, and they'll get it done right on time and for the right price. So ask for an estimate. Sit down with the people at Brank today at 315-894-3481. If you need that work, masonry, concrete work, stonework, call Brank, B-R-A-N-C-K, Brank Construction, 315-894-3481. Tanya J. Powers on the line right now from Fox News Radio. Tanya, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
So we're talking about convicted killer Jodi Arias. Give us, for those that, because this case has been going on for a long time. Tell us where this is, some new legal aspects of this case. Give us a little background and then where we are today.
Yeah, she was convicted in 2013 for the brutal murder in 2008 of her ex-boyfriend, Travis Alexander. This has been one of those cases that has been the subject of true crime documentaries and podcasts and a lot of fascination through the years. She has reemerged in the public eye because of her prison-created artwork sales, as well as a new blog on Substack. If you don't have a Substack yet, apparently everybody does, including Jodi Arias.
Yeah.
She has a post from June 27th.
Okay.
There was apparently tabloid rumors that she flirts with the prison staff, which she dismissed in this post. But she also added something that a lot of people have found a little more interesting, where she says her focus now lies on post-conviction relief, my art and my writing, including some manuscripts that may or may not ever be published. Apparently that is the line. Now remember, she's serving, a life sentence with no parole, okay?
Yeah.
So the post-conviction relief part, where she talks about her art and her writing and her manuscripts and stuff, that part has fueled some speculation that she may be, getting ready to do something else legal-wise, as far as, another, She's trying to overturn her conviction
Yeah.
for quite some time. That is, and this entry in her Substack from June has kind of made people sit back and go, oh, what is she's planning another legal thing? What's she doing now?
If you remember this case, this was very, very, this was all over the TV and, the Dateline type stuff. Everybody was covering this story, and it was very much sensationalized. I thought I read somewhere where she was hoping that she would have been pardoned by President Trump. And there may have been some people, advocates on her behalf, trying to reach out, and that has been unsuccessful. So maybe this is the route that she's going with maybe some sort of a legal approach to being able to get out early.
It could be, and this Substack, her Substack is actually subscriber only. She has quite a few posts, maybe actually one from I think last week. And that you can see like a few lines of, and then the rest of it's a subscriber only. However, this one from June was actually made accessible to the general public, which is another reason that people are like, wait a minute, she really wanted people to see this one.
Yeah. Mark, this is Mark.
In your conversation, you said you called it another legal thing may be ready to transpire. What other legal steps over the last decade has she taken to try and get out of jail or prison?
She's been trying to get her conviction overturned for quite some time. Remember, when she was convicted in 2013, the jurors couldn't reach a unanimous decision on her sentence, not once but twice. And as a result, in 2015, the judge, finally sentenced her to life in prison. She also had to pay restitution to, Travis Alexander's family. There was, stuff about that as well. But as she's been trying to get this conviction overturned for quite some time, and I would imagine the argument on that is, of course, the jury couldn't come to a conclusion. Maybe this was the wrong sentence. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, this may be a little far-fetched. It's very interesting because Caitlin Connolly, Little Miss Innocent, if you saw that documentary on TV, and I believe there were a couple of them. She has now been let go and is potentially facing an arrest, which is being debated by the DA's office and potentially a grand jury, which could mean she could face a trial for the third time also. It's a very interesting case, but really this case of Jodi Arias it really consumed everybody for quite some time. So, all right, we'll see where it all goes, Tanya. We appreciate the update.
Sure, thank you.
Have a great day, Tanya. J. Powers from Fox News Radio. All right, I wanted to with Mark Butler in, and he is a music aficionado.
Sure am.
I don't know if you know that, but
yes,
you played
bass guitar.
Yeah, I didn't know you did that. To be honest with you,
yes,
do you still play bass?
No, I haven't played the guitar in a long time.
Was it a stand-up or just an electric guitar?
Electric.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, I want to play a little bit of, just to let you know, this is not Mark Butler playing on this, but Robin Banks is an awesome local musician. Fight Off the Rust is the name of his album, which the artwork and the album was produced by Rick E. Lewis, who we lost just a month and a half, 2 months ago, very prematurely. But I want to play just a few cuts from his album. He'll be in studio in the 8 o'clock hour this morning. Here's a little bit of, this is called, see if I can get it to play here. This is called No Care at All, Robin Banks. The album, I've been listening to it, and it is very diverse, I feel, and complex collection of great songs. Here's a little bit of the hook in it. Here's a song called The Weight of Love. This is off the album. This is one of my favorites I like. Anyway, we'll have Robin in studio, a local legend in studio coming up in a little bit.
Just a hint of Yoko Ono in that first cut.
That first one, there was a little bit of that there. Florida man's, did you want me to break here, Davey? Do you mind if I go right up to the top? All right, don't roll your eyes. A Florida man's home is being invaded by 8 raccoons. These raccoons are smart, aren't they? It's unbelievable how
What about
smart.
squirrels, if you want to talk about smart?
Unfortunately, my story is about raccoons. And the guy, the homeowner, says they're having a party at his house. Here he is talking about the raccoons.
I think the raccoon did that 2 or 3 days ago, and then they came back with all their buddies. They were having a party. There was several of them on the step right there. There was several of them in the jacuzzi just splashing around. The 3 of them in the jacuzzi.
Can you believe this? I mean, this is really, there's video to support this.
Oh, this is great.
And they're having a blast.
Splashing around. And then looking at the other videos from the other camera on the side covered porch, we saw them all coming in and out of the house.
In and out, in and out, in and out. They are having a blast, these raccoons. Coming up, we have Micah's free money question of the day, and Davey's telling me $200 this morning. We'll get to it coming up. Stand by. News is next.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
Will the leaders of 2 countries at war finally meet? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
It's going to require both sides to receive, but also to give. In essence, one side's not going to get 100% here. Each side is going to have to make some concessions.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio on Fox after Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky had a White House meeting that was not contentious, like in February, and was joined by other European leaders days after President Trump's summit in Alaska with Russian leader Vladimir Putin.
Important discussions as we work to end the killing and stop the war in Ukraine. We're all working for the same goal, very simple goal. We want to stop the killing.
The next steps will be a bilateral meeting between Zelensky and Putin, followed by a trilateral meeting that includes President Trump. Now, the president immediately called Putin to begin setting that up. The deal that's emerging would likely require Ukraine to cede some land to Russia, and in exchange, Ukraine would get a commitment of protection from the U.S. and European allies. The Wall Street Journal is reporting this morning that Zelensky is open to the idea of what they're calling proportional land swaps with Russia.
Fox's Doug Luzader. North Korea's leaders angry over U.S. and South Korean military drills, warning they could ignite a war. Kim Jong-un also vowed to expand his nuclear arsenal. Hurricane Erin remains a Category 3 storm, and though it's forecast to move away from the U.S., Fox meteorologist Janice Dean tells us it's going to grow.
Even though the storm is not going to make landfall, it's so big, we're still going to feel tropical storm impacts, as well as strong rip currents, huge waves. It's going to be, really dangerous to go out in the water along the East Coast over the next few days.
Fox meteorologist Janice Dean again. Flooding concerns have led to mandatory evacuation orders in North Carolina's Outer Banks. Air Canada getting ready to fly again after working out a tentative agreement to end a flight attendant strike that's grounded flights since Saturday. Air Canada hopes to resume service this evening. America's listening to Fox News.
Summer is all about making memories, right? Backyard barbecues, road trips, maybe finally getting around to that hiking trail you've been eyeballing. But if you're living with pain, those future memories can be stolen from you. So here's a thought. Call 1-800-4RELIEF and try Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement designed to help your body fight pain. It's a doctor-developed formula made from natural ingredients. Best part? Relief Factor doesn't mask pain. It helps reduce or even eliminate it for good. Whether it's kayaking, running around with the little ones, or just chilling in a hammock, Relief Factor can help you feel better, move better, and do more of the things you love all summer long. So, if you're ready to reclaim your summer, head over to ReliefFactor.com or give them a call at 1-800-4RELIEF. Do it now and get their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
As Israel escalates the war against Hamas, planning to take over Gaza City, it has not formally commented on reports that Hamas has agreed to terms of a ceasefire proposed by mediators that could free more hostages. And there's new controversy at another Israeli border.
A group calling itself Pioneers of the Bashan entered southern Syria illegally on Monday. Made up of families and young adults, the activists performed what was described as a cornerstone-laying ceremony for a supposed new Jewish settlement. They see that part of Syria as rightfully belonging to the Jewish people. The Israeli military detained the group and returned them to Israel for questioning. In recent decades, a large number of communities have been set up by Israeli citizens in occupied territories. They are widely seen as illegal by the international community. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
The Democratic Texas lawmakers who left the state to block a congressional redistricting have returned, and a House committee has advanced a new version of the legislation. Republican Governor Greg Abbott tells Fox.
The 5 Republican seats that we are adding, they are going to withstand legal challenges, and those will be Republican members added to the United States Congress.
Democrats nationwide have denounced that. And California lawmakers plan to counter it with redistricting to give Democrats more House seats in next year's elections there. A measles outbreak this year in Texas has been declared over by the state health department with no new cases in over 40 days.
Officials say since January, there have been 762 confirmed cases in the state, noting more than 2/3 of the cases were in children. 2 children who were not vaccinated died, adding 99 people were hospitalized. The department's release warns there are still ongoing outbreaks in the U.S., explaining it's likely that there will be additional cases of measles this year in Texas, stressing healthcare providers should continue to be vigilant. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are barely moving. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Here is the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. In New Hartford, police arrested 3 teens after a burglary at Target in Sangertown Square. According to a report from the New Hartford Police Department, the incident took place on August 14th when teenagers reportedly stayed inside the store after closing and stole merchandise before fleeing, according to loss prevention. All 3 teenagers face charges of burglary and have received appearance tickets. A child fatally injured Saturday afternoon when a driver backing up a car lost control of the vehicle and crashed into a home in Oppenheim in Fulton County. According to state police, the accident happened at about 4:30 p.m. on Kaiser Lake Road. The vehicle, they say, struck the child who was standing outside, crashed into the house. According to troopers who are still investigating the incident, they've not released any further details of the crash. A town of Kirkland man has been arrested for allegedly injuring a cat. According to Oneida County Sheriff's Department, 21-year-old Jonathan Sykes was found to have treated the feline inhumanely, quote, when it was in his possession, which resulted in the cat's injuries. Sykes will appear in court in September. A New York State lawmaker is entering the race to unseat Congressman John Mannion. Republican Assemblyman John Lemonday says he's decided against seeking re-election and will again focus on defeating Democrat Mannion, who represents the 22nd Congressional District. The 60-year-old has used his current position to call for changes in New York schools and oppose abortion rights. In addition to his political career, Lemonday is a 27-year Army veteran who served in Iraq and Afghanistan. The Wild Animal Park in Chittenango is celebrating the arrival of a brand new addition. The zoo announced yesterday that one of its giraffes, named Jasmine, gave birth to a male calf last week. Both mom and baby are doing fine, and they are currently in giraffe exhibits for visitors to see. This zoo is located, of course, 20 miles from Syracuse, and more information is available online at thewildpark.com, which is located in Chittenango. And the New York State Fair begins tomorrow, but one of its most popular attractions is being revealed today. Artists have been hard at work crafting the legendary butter sculpture that will be located in the Dairy Products Building. Once the fair ends on September 1st, the sculpture will be recycled so it can be converted into renewable energy. Today's unveiling is being live streamed on the American Dairy Association Northeast Facebook page. In sports, the Buffalo Bills wrap up their preseason this weekend. It's a 7:30 game at Tampa Bay. The Bills will kick off the season against the Ravens, 8:20 p.m. on September 7th. The Giants wrap up the preseason this week. Big Blue is hosting the New England Patriots Thursday night at MetLife Stadium. Rookie quarterback Jackson Dart has made a positive impression with his play so far. The season is officially over for one member of the Jets secondary. Gang Green placed defensive back Chris Boyd on injured reserves Monday. Boyd sustained a shoulder injury during the team's green and white practice earlier this month. In baseball, the Mets are hoping to stay hot after winning their 3-game series against the Mariners. New York is visiting the Washington Nationals for a 3-game set that begins tonight in D.C. The Mets have split their last 6 games. The Yankees hope to build off their recent sweep. The Bronx Bombers visiting the Tampa Bay Rays for a 2-game set that begins tonight. New York has won 5 of its last 6. Connecticut continues to roll through the competition after blowing out South Dakota 13-1 in the Little League World Series. Fairfield National Little League is now 3-0 in Williamsport. The Metro Region champs will take on Las Vegas tomorrow afternoon. And Syracuse University head coach Fran Brown is naming the quarterback who will start this season under center. Former Notre Dame quarterback Steve Angeli earned the position by beating out LSU transfer Ricky Collins. Angeli was a member of the Notre Dame squad that played in this year's national championship game before ultimately falling to Ohio State. SU's first game is August 30th against Tennessee. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Another nice, cool morning and a beauty of a day today. A lot of clouds around, some limited sunshine, but not bad. Shower thunderstorm chance midweek, and then sunshine returning a little bit milder late week. So clouds today, upper 70s. Tonight, maybe a couple of showers, upper 50s. Tomorrow, showers, maybe a thunderstorm, mid-60s. Thursday, sunny, upper 70s. Friday, sunshine, low 80s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently, we are at, what did we say, 56 degrees? 55 degrees right now with clouds at WIBX. I have Mark Butler in studio, Mayor Butler to you, the mayor of Newport, New York.
You could put honorable in front of that.
The honorable Mark Butler. Tim says, good morning. What do I have over here? Joe, Russia has the second largest arsenal of nukes. That would be behind what other country? Little quiz.
Argentina?
Argentina, that is correct. Thank you.
Rob. It's about numbers and how explosive they are. I mean,
at the end of the day, right? I mean, if we ever,
it's a 50-50
it wouldn't matter.
match.
Oh, you mean you have more? Well, see what you have now, right? It'd be that type of thing.
Yeah.
Mike says the music by Robin Banks reminds me of Frank Zappa. I think that's a great, a really great representation of his music. Rob says James Comey is on Substack, that loser, corrupt ex-government official. That's Rob. You know Rob down from Rocky's place.
Yeah, the president of my fan club.
I think Uticans have to ask themselves, this is Deeds, how things got so bad that they're using an alleyway to hang out in downtown. I mean, I think that's a fair question. And then Lance and Lee, good morning. Ask Jeff what's up with leaving the stickers on his hats. Didn't people stop doing that in the late 90s? Davey, what's the rule on getting a new hat and having a sticker on the hat? Is the rule you take it off, or do you leave it on for, I don't know, for coolness reasons?
Well, some people that I know leave it on. I tear it off.
You tear it off. Okay. All right.
I guess I'm not one of the cool ones.
Well, maybe you were in the 90s, but now you're doing the right thing.
No, I still did it even in the 90s.
According to Lance. Deeds in New Hartford is on fire this morning. The Harland Hennessy story is amazing. I'm so happy for his family. Welcome home, hero. That's a really great way to put that. I completely agree. Roger, it's going to be a cold winter. Just watch. Jawick. Do I say that correctly? Jawick? Because he is on fire this morning. I want to read a couple of his comments. Clinton, in Clinton, it was raining on Sunday afternoon. Yes, we did get the exact same thing. Probably about an hour to an hour and a half of pretty steady rain, which really was what we needed. He continues. Best part of living in this part of New York is the Four Seasons in one day. It does feel that way, doesn't it?
It does.
Run a best of Keeler for you and Davey. Take the day off next Friday. I want this done so that I can hear the cheesecake guy say you guys don't deserve it, and others, Bill, say you're in the hospital. So that's what happened when I was on vacation. Everybody thought either I had been fired or found my way into the hospital. Jodi Arias, innocent. The guy used her and sent her crazy. Time served. She should be released. So there are some comments, and I want to bring you back to Mike from yesterday. He had a comment that a couple of comments that were, some I don't even know that I can. Talking about Katie Aiello, she's a copycat as well as an alley cat. I'm not a fan of the new rest areas. They're too narrow, and they've cut back a lot of the amount of toilets in the bathroom. They have, except for the bigger ones, seem to be okay. But the smaller ones, if you get hit on a busy driving day, you'll have lines going into the bathroom. He says, actually, I think the new rest stops on the thruway are narrower than the Franklin Square alleyway.
Oh.
There you go. Ba-doom. There you have it. Coming up, we'll talk to Dr. Kent Hall. Are we anywhere on not yet? You're working on it? Okay. I won't say yet, as of yet. And in studio is the one and only mayor of Newport, New York, Mark Butler, who I remember early on in my career, we used to advertise for a business called the Kaihura Inn. It was a very big place for people. It was a bar.
Yeah.
Bar and grill, maybe.
Yep.
And also was big for snowmobilers heading up north. So that was right on the edge. It was kind of if you're going up north, correct me if I'm wrong, the Kaihura Inn was the last stop before you went out into the frozen tundra, if you will.
Yeah, especially turn of the last century, early
Right.
1900s, late 1800s.
So the Kaihura Inn, is it still open?
No, it's down. There's Stewart's there now.
Okay. So that's where the Stewart's is.
Yes.
That was the Kaihura Inn.
Yeah, right next door.
Let me tell you, that place had years and decades of history.
Yeah.
And you have a little nugget.
I do. I was in the Kaihura one day, and I was talking to the owner, and we were going back and forth. I don't know how we got on the topic, but he pulled out the logbook where people sign in when they stay overnight, and he flips through the pages, and he gets to one page. It was back in the 1890s. It was Theodore Roosevelt. He'd stayed there and signed in. And he just keeps this logbook under the
it's probably
bar.
gone, maybe gone and never to be found.
Yeah, I wonder what that autograph would have been worth in this day and age.
Think about that just the logbook alone.
Yeah, and who else may have signed it? I mean, because you're right. We talked about Herkimer County before, and Poland, Newport, that area, and I'm sure there's comparable places in Oneida County, but that was the edge of civilization before you went up into the up into the Adirondacks hunting.
You went up into the Adirondacks, and you hoped to be coming home.
Right.
You hoped you were coming home. All right, a quick break here. Stand by. It's 7:17 at WIBX.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
In life, we're often faced with difficult decisions. When it comes to caring for our loved one, the choice can be overwhelming. But amidst the uncertainties, there's one decision that stands out as an act of profound love and gratitude: choosing hospice care. Hospice care isn't just about medical support. It's about honoring the journey of those who've given their all to their families. It's about providing comfort, dignity, and peace in their final days, surrounded by loved ones. Choosing hospice is a way to give back to someone who has selflessly given their life to others. At Hospice and Palliative Care, we understand the weight of this choice. Our compassionate team is here to guide you through every step of the journey, providing personalized care that respects the individuality and dignity of your loved one. When it's time to say goodbye, choose Hospice Care. Choose love. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties. Visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call 315-735-6484.
When you need us most.
School is almost here, and we think every kid should get started on the right feet. We've partnered with Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield to help local kids get new sneakers for the new school year. We call it Kicks for Kids, and you can help. Help us clear the Amazon sneaker wish list. Our friends at the Neighborhood Center will help get those sneakers in the hands or feet of the right kids who need them. We only have till September 7th. Thanks from Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield and WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
That is a great program, by the way, and you're able to go right online and purchase the shoes or the sneakers, whatever the kids have requested, and you're purchasing directly for a child that is in need, because return to school is just around the corner. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic, which means there are things that one can do to help themselves heal. That is the osteopathic approach, as opposed to medicine. Now, medicine does certainly play a role, there's no doubt, and you just might need medicine. But there may be things that you can do to improve your health that do not include medicine, and you can get that from the Falcon Clinic. One of those things is preventative, in my opinion, OMT, osteopathic manipulation treatment. However, it can be, if you're dealing with pain, just trying to get rid of that pain or alleviate it, but it also can prevent the pain from coming back. It's about a 30-minute procedure, similar to what you might get with a chiropractor, but so much more. Everything from your sinuses to your back to your legs, whatever it is that may be kind of tripping you up, if you will, it's the Falcon Clinic. Call today, 315-507-4751. And in Sarah's Flooring Outlet has the top quality carpet, gorgeous ceramic tile, the most durable and amazing LVP waterproof laminate and vinyl flooring, the best in flooring, period. The largest, and by the way, these are not seconds. This is top of the line. And the beauty is, with such a large inventory, you can pick out something for your home that is not the exact same thing that every other house in your neighborhood has. These are unique items in many cases, and all different styles. And, of course, there's 6 months interest-free financing, and they'll guarantee the lowest price. They will meet or beat any advertised price when it comes to shopping for new flooring. Unequaled service and advice, and the best, of course, in product for flooring. 6 months interest-free financing. Now see why more people buy from the big store, Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and online at insarasflooringoutlet.com.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, good morning. Can you think of any health questions? I have Dr. Hall coming up in a second.
I just went to my doctor yesterday. I passed every test. I got nothing.
Do you do the flu shot?
No, I haven't.
You
done
don't?
it. No.
Do you do it?
I think I will this year. Yeah.
And then they want you to do the shingles, which you still have to do. But right now, let me bring in. I'm going to see if I can save a copay here. Bring in Dr. Dr. Kent Hall. Doc, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good. So, Mr. Butler, the doctor said yesterday. I mean, I'm looking at you, and I just don't get it, but everything looks okay. He's doing well. So I
wonder if he stayed up all night studying for his blood test.
Oh yeah. Sometimes you have to do that. They say peanut butter will help. I don't know if that's true.
Well, what they did yesterday, they put the salve on my legs to see how the blood was flowing,
nice.
And blood was getting to my feet. Maybe not to my head, but it was getting down there. So that was good news, I guess.
Doc, you know you're getting older when the gift you get for your birthday is a pair of really nice compression socks. It's like, here you go.
Well, that's one of the things the doctor asked me, are you wearing your compression socks? I said they look bad with shorts.
They do, especially the black ones, right up to the knees. Doc, I just want to utilize myself for just a minute here and get your take on because this could be affecting other people. Number one, it is so important, and Tim Reed and I talk about this all the time, the importance of following through on getting that blood work, getting your annual physical, getting the testing that your doctor wants you to get, getting those colonoscopies, tests for prostate cancer, so many others. It is so important to do your due diligence. But at the same time, you could run into something, which unfortunately I have twice now, but I've been very, very lucky. So I'm able to take a medicine to handle the what is chronic myeloid leukemia. Fun name, amazing results, at least from my treatment. But here's one of the things. So I'm on an oral chemotherapy, 2 pills every single day for, they say, the rest of my life unless something new comes along. And I'm in the middle of a trial. So there's a little bit of experimentation, but for the most part, this has been approved by the FDA. So one of the problems with the medicine, though, Doc, is your blood levels can work too well. So it can kind of mess with your blood levels. So the current situation, which was found by my personal doctor, my family doctor here, Dr. Garg, who said, please don't mention my name every time you do. People call, and I can't fit any more patients in, is what he said. So nonetheless, the blood work showed extremely low iron levels. So when I go Thursday, and Richard, who makes the cheesecakes, no need to worry. I'm doing the show Thursday at 9. We're heading to Buffalo. And then I'm coming back. So I'll have an iron transfusion, they tell me, because the levels are so low. But with it has come the most awful fatigue. So, like, I'll get off the air, and I just feel like you just feel like you have to sleep. and I pump myself up with caffeine and everything. Your thoughts on how iron levels could get low if someone is feeling fatigue and you're just feeling like you're not right? Maybe blood work to check your iron levels might be something. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so that's really a great piece of information. The reality is that fatigue is probably one of the most common symptoms for someone that has a low iron level, and the reason that you get that fatigue is because iron is one of the main components. It's the main element that is required for carrying oxygen throughout your blood using your red blood cells. Because iron is the element that's at the center of the hemoglobin molecule, which is a protein molecule. But it is necessary to have that iron there in order for the hemoglobin to be able to attach and carry the oxygen throughout your body. And so if you're not getting that, even though your lungs may be working normal and the amount of oxygen that's getting into your system may be at the right level, but the reality is that if your blood can't carry the oxygen to your tissues, then it's not, the tissues are not going to be able to function. The fatigue comes because one of the main places where it carries oxygen, in fact, over 20% of your blood flow goes to your brain on any given pump of your heart. Then that means that your brain isn't getting oxygen, and that's where the fatigue comes in. There are other things that can also cause fatigue, having your thyroid checked and things like that. But you're right. If you're having, if you're feeling tired beyond what would be considered normal for you, then everybody's normal is slightly different. But in general, if you've been going along and you've been feeling well, and then for the last month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever, you said, boy, I just don't have the energy that I used to have. It's very important that you go and see your primary care physician, because they're gonna look and they're gonna say, okay, what could this be? And it could be something related to your blood. It could be something related to your hormones like thyroid or something like that. It could be that there's something else going on in your body that you don't even know about. And that goes to what you were talking about in terms of screening, whether it's some form of cancer or or an infection that may be, what we call indolent, which means that it's there and it's just kind of percolating along, but it's not, raising itself to the point where you're having, bad fevers and, things like that. So, no, it is very important that that if your energy level across the board starts to change from what your baseline is, you need to pay attention to that and say, what is it that I need to do? And the first thing is you need to call your primary care provider.
Because with that, when you're with iron levels low, and I've learned this, not only will you get fatigue, but you literally will be, if you're walking upstairs or whatever, you'll be out of breath, and it will hit you all at once pretty hard, to the point where you're like, something is different. Considering I was walking like 10,000 steps while on vacation per day without an issue, but this last week it's been so iron levels, something to keep an eye on. The other thing that I did want to say, there are two quickies that I want to squeeze in quickly. Number one, COVID. They say this latest strain of COVID has an element of possible laryngitis as one of the symptoms.
Yeah, so this is what we've talked about in terms of this virus morphing and evolving. So the latest one, it's still upper respiratory, but now it seemed to have more of a propensity. It isn't huge. It isn't like it's 100%, but a propensity more than the previous iterations to cause swelling around the vocal cords, which is what the laryngitis is. It is something that lasts for, in general, it lasts for, a relatively short period of time. By relatively short, I mean anywhere from 5 to 14 days. So, a little bit less than a week to up to 2 weeks. Can be worse for some people. If you are a smoker, or you're in a highly polluted air environment, like what we've been dealing with recently with wildfires, that can actually make it worse because there's already some irritation to the vocal cords, and that can just accentuate it. But yes, it is. That is one that wasn't seen a lot in previous iterations of the virus, but is being seen more with this one.
And of course, that flu shot will be out in a couple of weeks. So if you're compromised, and really if not, I mean, what Randall's Pharmacy in New Hartford is doing is they'll hold a flu shot clinic at your workplace. And the whole goal is to try to prevent everybody getting sick at the same time. And the flu shot can really prevent that from happening. But that flu shot, the new flu shot will be available in a couple of weeks, we're told.
Right, and this is one of those things where where you have to think about it for yourself as well as for the people around you, because the flu shot tends to last on average about 5 to 6 months. So if you are someone who is at risk, then you probably want to get it early, understanding that at the end of the flu season, you may not have as much protection as you do at the beginning.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if you're otherwise healthy, you might want to wait until late September, October, because then you're going to be covered through more of the season.
Full season. All right, Doc. As always, we appreciate it. Thank you so much for taking the time. Have a wonderful day, and enjoy the rest of the week.
Thanks, everybody. Okay. Have a great day, and please be safe.
All right, Dr. Kent Hall is our doctor, used exclusively to save on our $25 copay, which under current circumstances could be going up to $30. Holy moly.
Well, listening to his discussion of an iron deficiency and how it can make you really tired, I would suggest to Coach McDermott out there in Buffalo that he give a free bottle to every player on that team.
It's funny how he really doesn't care about preseason games. Like, although he doesn't say that, I think he kind of is like, put in somebody to make us look at least like we're competitive here. He doesn't care.
Did they get across the 50-yard line in the whole game?
I don't even know. If they did, it was just. Mike this morning says, so you're not getting oxygen to your brain. That explains everything. Thank you for that, Mike. Quick break. We'll do Habaika's free money question of the day after news. And then we'll speak with Sheriff Mashel. I don't know if you saw that animal cruelty story. Someone alleged to have been harming a cat. I'm not sure what's going on, but this is the second big story locally that has involved cats being inhumanely dealt with. We'll get to that coming up at WIBX.
Now through September 1st, get up to $180 back by mail on a Firestone prepaid MasterCard. Get up to $80 when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires. Get an additional $100 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your CFNA credit card at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Whether you're in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, or Herkimer, their team of professionals are ready to serve you. Subject to credit approval, restrictions apply. See Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair or online at tallmanstire.com.
Are your windows old and tired? Hard to put up and down? Builder's grade windows just aren't made to last very long. Patriot Home Solutions is a different kind of window company. No games or gimmicks, no long drawn out sales presentations, just high quality, custom fit windows at reasonable prices made right here in New York. And right now, you can get up to $2,000 off new windows from Patriot and NYSERDA, plus 0% interest for 18 months. Most homeowners qualify for the savings, and income is not one of the requirements. So write this number down, 315-401-0440. That's 401-0440. Patriot Home Solutions will tell you right over the phone if you qualify. Don't miss your chance to save up to $2,000 on new windows. Funds are limited, so call before they run out. Learn more at callpatriothomesolutions.com. That's callpatriothomesolutions.com.
Clearing out your home or commercial building, John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation will handle it for you. We handle residential or any size commercial property, before and after estate sale cleanouts, or any junk removal service. John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation is a 5-star rated and background checked business, providing service you can count on, and we're fully insured in the industry. Call John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation today and take the stress out of your mess.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Mattress Express's Labor Day sale is on. New York State's largest selection of mattresses. Save up to $1,350. Take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers, and we have no credit check payment plans. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
Here is the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. In New Hartford, police arrested 3 teens after a burglary at Target in Sangertown Square. According to a report from the New Hartford Police Department, the incident took place on August 14th when teenagers reportedly stayed inside the store after closing and stole merchandise before fleeing, according to loss prevention. All 3 teenagers face charges of burglary and have received appearance tickets. A town of Kirkland man has been arrested for allegedly injuring a cat. According to Oneida County Sheriff's Department, 21-year-old Jonathan Sykes was found to have treated the feline inhumanely, quote, when it was in his possession, which resulted in the cat's injuries. Sykes will appear in court in September. A New York State lawmaker is entering the race to unseat Congressman John Mannion. Republican Assemblyman John Lemonday says he's decided against seeking re-election and will again focus on defeating Democrat Mannion, who represents the 22nd Congressional District. The 60-year-old has used his current position to call for changes in New York schools and oppose abortion rights. In addition to his political career, Lemonday is a 27-year Army veteran who served in Iraq and Afghanistan. The Wild Animal Park in Chittenango is celebrating the arrival of a brand new addition. The zoo announced yesterday that one of its giraffes, named Jasmine, gave birth to a male calf last week. Both mom and baby are doing fine, and they are currently in giraffe exhibits for visitors to see. This zoo is located, of course, 20 miles from Syracuse, and more information is available online at thewildpark.com, which is located in Chittenango. And the New York State Fair begins tomorrow, but one of its most popular attractions is being revealed today. Artists have been hard at work crafting the legendary butter sculpture that will be located in the Dairy Products Building. Once the fair ends on September 1st, the sculpture will be recycled so it can be converted into renewable energy. Today's unveiling is being live streamed on the American Dairy Association Northeast Facebook page. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Another nice, cool morning and a beauty of a day today. A lot of clouds around, some limited sunshine, but not bad. Shower thunderstorm chance midweek, and then sunshine returning a little bit milder late week. So clouds today, upper 70s. Tonight, maybe a couple of showers, upper 50s. Tomorrow, showers, maybe a thunderstorm, mid-60s. Thursday, sunny, upper 70s. Friday, sunshine, low 80s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Well, we have some clouds, and it is 57 currently. Davy, we're at $200 today. Thank you for that. And what caller number are you going with here this morning for your Hobica free money question of the day? That is worth $200 according to you. $200. According to you this morning.
No, I didn't.
Earlier, you said $200.
I didn't say $200.
What did I say we're giving away?
Nothing.
I didn't say anything?
No, I don't.
I just said the number.
Well,
What's the number?
$200.
I told you said it.
No,
you just said
you
it.
said it.
You just said it. Did you just hear him say $200?
Come on, guys. Cut
Come
it out,
on.
Ed. We only have so much time here.
It's worth $200.
We better call in the negotiator, Mr. Butler, to settle the difference.
You want to stay with $200?
$175.
Okay, $200. All right, $200. You know, in negotiation, both sides need to be able to give and take.
Well, you didn't give anything. You
right,
stayed at $200.
It's Hobica's money. What do I care? It's $200.
Well, then let's go $250.
Now you've created a monster. All right, $200, and you're looking for caller number what?
6.
Sixth caller right now. All right, be caller number 6. your chance to win $200 from the Hobica Law Firm. In the last couple of weeks, we've had a significant number, I think, of winners, people who have been successful. It's worth $200. Caller 6 right now at 315-736. Even if you're listening on YouTube or the app, take a shot at this. 315-736-0186. Caller number 6. We're looking for it right now with WIBX.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you got to hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflush.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe, and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflush.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflush.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free, so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflush.com.
Everybody is keeping an eye on the Fed and how an interest rate cut might affect gold prices. Gold has been hovering at around $3,400 an ounce for the last 2 months and is poised for dramatic growth with the next interest rate cut. When rates go down, returns on bonds follow. And that's why gold continues to be the safe haven asset of choice for smart investors. Don't wait until it's too late to profit from the back and forth from the Fed on interest rates. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000. If you have a qualified IRA or 401k, you could receive up to $10,000 in free gold and silver when you open your retirement account with Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000 now or visit AdvantageGold.com and get your free gold IRA guide and find out how much bonus gold you qualify for. Call 800-900-8000 to qualify for your free $10,000 precious metals bonus when you open your qualified gold IRA with Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000 now. Performance may vary. Consult with your financial and tax professionals before making investment decisions. Call 800-900-8000.
Keeler in the Morning invites you to connect with us through telephonic communication at 315-736-0186 or use the Call Us button on the WIBX 950 app. For additional contact methodologies, please refer to WIBX950.com.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
It just froze, Davey. I don't know what happened. Then all of a sudden it disappeared. Then one moved over here to the left, and the other one moved to the right, and now it's gone. I don't know what to think. Doesn't look good. We may be in big trouble.
That's why I hate computers.
I'm telling you, there's something. This whole board needs to be restarted today. I'm hitting things. See, it's gone now. This is the Star Wars bumper. Let me stop this. Okay. Don't. No, I did. I hit the button and nothing happened. I hit the button again and nothing happened. So I'm like, all right, I'll hit the bumper over here. I hit that bumper, and it brought the Star Wars over here and eliminated the other bumpers. Now, you better fix this. All right, it's Dave, who is in Rome, ready to take a shot at technology, Dave. Technology. I love it. I really love it. I get so excited about it. You know, Apple has just added to you have a new update this week on your iPhone, and if you have the watch, and it's added, it'll register your blood oxygen level on your watch. And supposedly it's accurate. Pretty wild. Technology. However, some technology gets really annoying, like what we deal with here. Okay, are you ready to go, Dave?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Deep breath. You need any of that? You need to shake it off a little bit, or you're just ready to go?
I'm ready. Let's go.
This is from the Hobica Law Firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobica, at 315-724-1600. Do as Davey does when he has a legal issue. Who do you call, Davey? The Hobica Law Firm, 724-1600. Here's your question. You'll have 7 seconds to answer. Get an answer in. If you have to guess, guess. But here it is. The Yale lock was invented in what northeastern town? Ready, go.
I'll say Utica.
Is it Utica, New York? We just talked about this. The answer is he's the mayor of this town.
Newport, New York.
Newport, New York. And the Octagon House is where the Yale man, what was his first name? Linus Yale lived in Newport, New York. All right, we'll give you the all-in-one food and fun card. It's a $25 gift card, and it's good at Aquavino and Babes and Cookies and 72 Tavern before you know it, because the Comets will be back in town. The Adirondack Bank Center, Nexus. Stand by. We're going to get right to you, Dave. Thank you.
All right, Bill. Thank you.
All right, you have a great day, and stand by. Davey's going to take care of you. Newport, New York.
Yeah.
The Yale lock. It's a shame they didn't create their big manufacturing plant and leave it in Newport, but years ago they moved away.
Yeah. I don't know what happened there.
Do you know, here's another one. Do you know the Eastman, I forget his first name.
George
Eastman, yes. Do you know that, here's a little something, I should save this for a question. Where was George Eastman born? This is for you, Butler. Where was George Eastman of Kodak fame born? Ready, go.
It was somewhere around here. I would say Chadwick's.
Was it Chadwick's, New York, according to Mark Butler?
Oh.
The correct answer is Waterville.
Aren't they like close together?
I think this was a story KTV recently did, or maybe it was the Rome Sentinel. I'm sorry, the Sentinel. One of them did it, and here is the other part of this. It's very interesting. Out in south of Rochester, there is a park, if you will. I'm not sure if it's a state park or what it is, but they brought in homes from. I'll get you the name of the place. They brought in old homes and old houses, some of them famous. They pick them up and they drive them to this area where they've created this park where you can tour and go inside these homes of famous people. And in some cases, it just shows the construction for back in the 1800s, maybe even the 1700s, and to the 1900s. And George Eastman's home from Waterville was picked up and moved out to Rochester for this park.
Okay.
It's a really cool story.
Wow.
And maybe they should do the same thing for the Yale one.
Yale, I think that'd be a little tougher. It's all
stone.
Limestone, yeah.
All right, let me go to Sheriff Rob Mel, who's on the line right now. Sheriff, you may have known these things. I would say sometimes on this program we actually learn stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, actually the Waterville one I knew only because it's probably been a year or two, but I was invited to speak at the Waterville Central School. They had like a anniversary celebration for their school heritage, and that was brought up in that. So that's the only reason I knew that. So.
And I think there's one of those New York State signs, the blue and yellow signs that's out there talking about that he was born there. Yeah, and I wonder if that was any. Well, because remember Ed Hanna was involved in Kodak and involved in creating some process by which Instamatic type pictures were developed, and I wonder if he used that in his pitch. He's like, "Well, I'm from right near Waterville, New York, where George Eastman was from." Maybe
I think he had something to do with the booth, right? The photo booth that you sit in, you get the picture printed out.
Oh yeah.
I think it was that instant developing procedure, process, which was pretty wild. All right, I don't know what's going on, but this is the second animal abuse case involving cats that we've had in the news in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, this is a very sad case, and it's unfortunately it's not our only ongoing investigation we currently have at the sheriff's office with animal abuse. I mean, there's more to come as far as there's several cases that our people have been working on. I don't know. This is a very sad one. The cat obviously sustained some serious injuries, all of which were caused by the individual that was charged, and that's why we're able to utilize the felony section of the Ag and Markets Law, even though it's an unclassified felony. Again, these are very old, outdated laws, and I mean, we've lobbied for this for years. I can remember being in a forum with the retired district attorney Scott McNamara many years ago, trying to lobby folks in Albany to just these laws really need to be looked at, and the consequences need to be changed. And certainly, it's not going to stop this from happening.
Yeah.
But I think it's a significant tool for us to use when we're out there educating people that, if the penalties are extremely harsh, people are I'm sure that will discourage people from doing this. And the other concerning thing, animal abuse, you can look at all kinds of studies where that can also lead to other things happening.
Yeah,
so it's certainly something that's a top priority for us. We've seen a lot more of these, mainly because, as you know, the SPCA, they no longer have a contract with Oneida County. So we've received, these investigations, and our people have gone away, sent some of our people away for training, specifically on how to handle animal abuse investigations. And like I said, there's several other pending that we have going on at this moment in time.
Mark Butler.
Yeah, good morning, Sheriff. How are you?
Good morning. Very good, sir.
Good. A few weeks ago, there was an ongoing story about a horse that you were investigating. I haven't heard how that has worked out. Where does that stand now? How is that horse doing?
Well, the horse is actually improving. That was Gurley. Gurley's been on a very strict diet, guided by a veterinarian. We've been working with one specific veterinarian on our several horse cases that we've had in the past few months. She is improving significantly. She's at a farm in Oneida County, someone who's obviously assisting us with many of these cases. But the vet's been doing, unfortunately, when a horse is that emaciated, what they have to do is they do blood work, at least weekly, sometimes bi-weekly, just to check to make sure that they're getting the proper diet, proper nutrition. So Gurley is definitely on the road to recovery. She's doing well, still very skinny, but she's been cleared by the vet to eat as much. She's been eating pure alfalfa.
Okay.
Good for her.
But she's been cleared to eat as much as she wants now. For the very beginning, they were feeding her, I think, 5 or 6 times a day, very small portions.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, she was so skinny and so hungry, she would have, if she ate too much too fast, the way their digestive systems work, she could have died from that. So
I wanted to ask how. I mean, that's obviously good news.
Yeah.
I did want to ask how did you learn of this case, this latest case with the cat?
This actually, we got it from 2 different sources. The Kirkland Police Department, and then obviously the folks at Clinton Pet Vet reached out to law enforcement.
Okay.
So, and then, of course, the person who brought it there. And, we don't want to get into that. But we've all these animal abuse investigations that we've had in the past several months, all have been brought forth by very concerned people who, in most cases, want to remain anonymous. But when we looked into them, they turned out to be legitimate, and obviously we've made arrests in them, and there have been some cases. We received a call in the northern part of the county of a very skinny horse. They felt it was, emaciated. We went there, obviously, again, working with a veterinarian. This particular case, the horse was very old, had been a family animal for a long, long time. The vet felt that it wasn't in any, it was just at a very late stage in life.
Yeah.
And it was being fed properly and cared for properly. It became old, and so that was not a criminal investigation. That is just something that, like I said, is nature taking its course with old age.
Okay. And then I just wanted to, in every situation, there is something that I would assume allows a person to justify the treatment of an animal, the abuse of an animal. And while I believe that's a distorted view that the person has, because there's never an instance where this should happen. Do we have any idea what the motive or the problem was for this person that made this person act as he allegedly did with this cat?
Well, I can't get into this specific case because obviously it's just beginning its process in the court system, but we have found, and again, there's all kinds of studies out there. You can just Google it and you'll see numerous ones. But, whether it may be a mental health situation, it may be someone, anger management situation, it almost follows exactly the same pattern as domestic violence does. So, and there's studies where that's been shown to be connected in so many different ways. So it's definitely a concern. And like I said, I'm just grateful there are people out in the community who, bring these cases forward to us. And we're obviously very fortunate to have some really dedicated people who, because again, the animals at the end of the day, they can't speak for themselves. They can't defend themselves. And they certainly can't, so we are the voice. And I'm just glad that people in the community are willing to do that. The one thing I do ask is, please let the court system run its course. Please let the system do its job. The last thing we need are, because people get very emotional.
I know.
And child abuse cases, we certainly don't want people to, do something to get themselves in trouble.
That's right.
Because of the, so I just ask that people
let it play out the course. Yeah, let's play its course.
If you're happy with the way the system works, then reach out to our lawmakers and lobby for them to make changes.
Mark Butler, the last question.
One final question, Sheriff. I think at the outset you mentioned this could lead to a felony charge.
This case right now is a felony charge because of the injuries to the cat.
So could that result in jail time?
It could. But again, these are offenses that we can't put bail on. These are offenses no matter what the degree and what level. We have to issue appearance tickets under the law. And again, I don't have the stuff in front of me at the moment. But again, the penalties at the end of the day are not that harsh, and they certainly need.
Which is where maybe the law needs to be addressed, changed down the road. Sheriff, as always, thank you. We appreciate the work you do. And we'll talk again soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Sheriff.
Good, guys. Have a great day.
Maybe we could get you on sometime and I could fight with you back and forth, argue with you, because Katie Aiello's been making some requests. So
that's his thing.
I argue with people.
I'm always up for a good debate.
All right. We'll talk soon. Thank you. News is coming up next.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
We're about to hear from President Trump. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. He's going to go on Fox and Friends the morning after big White House meetings trying to end Russia's war in Ukraine.
I believe you have two willing parties, and usually that's good news, but two willing parties that want to make a deal.
The president met with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky and European leaders days after the summit with Russian leader Vladimir Putin in Alaska. He also posted on Truth Social.
I called President Putin and began the arrangements for a meeting at a location to be determined between President Putin and President Zelensky. After that meeting takes place, we will have a trilat, which would be the two presidents plus myself. So we're told this potential meeting could take place in the next 1 to 2 weeks.
That's Fox's Alexandria Hoff at the White House.
European leaders who were here yesterday, they also agreed to offer troops to station in Ukraine similar to NATO peacekeepers if Russia and Ukraine agree to end the war, which the Trump administration has long felt will require a degree of fair land swaps.
We're still waiting for Israel's response to report Hamas has agreed to a ceasefire proposed by mediators. Meanwhile, more aid on its way to Gaza. 1,200 tons of food and supplies on a ship from Cyprus.
The situation in Gaza is beyond dire, warns the Cypriot foreign minister. Humanitarian groups say the Palestinian territory is sliding into famine. The Israeli government dismisses these claims as lies promoted by Hamas. But the UN says starvation and malnutrition levels in Gaza are at their highest since the war began.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Air Canada is getting ready to fly again tonight. The strike that grounded flights is over.
The tentative agreement between Air Canada and the union representing its flight attendants coming on day 4 of the strike, which upended travel for an estimated 500,000 passengers. And after flight attendants defied 2 return-to-work orders from an industrial relations board, which ruled the strike unlawful.
Fox's Lillian Wu. Partial win for the Trump administration. A federal judge has dismissed a portion of a lawsuit against the illegal immigration detention center in Florida, Alligator Alcatraz. America's listening to Fox News.
Summer is all about making memories, right? Backyard barbecues, road trips, maybe finally getting around to that hiking trail you've been eyeballing. But if you're living with pain, those future memories can be stolen from you. So here's a thought. Call 1-800-4RELIEF and try Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement designed to help your body fight pain. It's a doctor-developed formula made from natural ingredients. Best part? Relief Factor doesn't mask pain. It helps reduce or even eliminate it for good. Whether it's kayaking, running around with the little ones, or just chilling in a hammock, Relief Factor can help you feel better, move better, and do more of the things you love all summer long. So if you're ready to reclaim your summer, head over to ReliefFactor.com or give them a call at 1-800-4RELIEF. Do it now and get their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
The Justice Department plans to hand over by Friday documents from the Jeffrey Epstein case involving sex trafficking of underage girls and giving them to the House Oversight Committee, which continues to investigate amid demands for more information about Epstein's death and jail awaiting trial, and if he left a client list of well-known people, which the DOJ has said he did not. Yesterday, a former Trump attorney general answered questions in a deposition.
William Barr with very brief comment to the press after speaking to the House Oversight Committee for several hours.
Was it a good conversation? Absolutely.
Committee Chair James Comer says Barr was cooperative and says he never saw any information that showed President Trump was on the Epstein client list. President Trump's former attorney general is the first in a long list of former administration officials from the Biden, Trump, Obama, Clinton, and Bush administrations who've been subpoenaed to testify as part of an investigation into the late convicted sex trafficker. In Washington, Ryan Schmemells, Fox News.
An Indiana woman is facing federal charges. Natalie Rose Jones is accused of threatening to kill President Trump in social media posts, calling him a terrorist. Hurricane Erin, still a Category 3 storm, and though it's forecast to move away from the U.S., it's going to get bigger, and Fox's Tanya J. Powers says it's causing trouble on the East Coast.
Hurricane Erin is causing the closing of several beaches in mid-Atlantic states due to dangerous rip currents. Several popular beaches in New Jersey and Delaware are closed to swimmers, and high waves are in the forecast this week for parts of New York City, Long Island, and New England. It could bring tropical storm force winds and heavy rain as it passes by North Carolina's Outer Banks.
There have already been mandatory evacuations in the Outer Banks, fearing coastal flooding with also those riptides and the high surf. On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed ahead of today's trading. Up for the Dow, down for the NASDAQ. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Here is the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. In New Hartford, police arrested 3 teens after a burglary at Target in Sangertown Square. According to a report from the New Hartford Police Department, the incident took place on August 14th when teenagers reportedly stayed inside the store after closing and stole merchandise before fleeing, according to loss prevention. All 3 teenagers face charges of burglary and have received appearance tickets. A child fatally injured Saturday afternoon when a driver backing up a car lost control of the vehicle and crashed into a home in Oppenheim in Fulton County. According to state police, the accident happened at about 4:30 p.m. on Kaiser Lake Road. The vehicle, they say, struck the child who was standing outside, crashed into the house. According to troopers who are still investigating the incident, they've not released any further details of the crash. A town of Kirkland man has been arrested for allegedly injuring a cat. According to Oneida County Sheriff's Department, 21-year-old Jonathan Sykes was found to have treated the feline inhumanely, quote, when it was in his possession, which resulted in the cat's injuries. Sykes will appear in court in September. A New York State lawmaker is entering the race to unseat Congressman John Mannion. Republican Assemblyman John Lemonday says he's decided against seeking re-election and will again focus on defeating Democrat Mannion, who represents the 22nd Congressional District. The 60-year-old has used his current position to call for changes in New York schools and oppose abortion rights. In addition to his political career, Lemonday is a 27-year Army veteran who served in Iraq and Afghanistan. The Wild Animal Park in Chittenango is celebrating the arrival of a brand new addition. The zoo announced yesterday that one of its giraffes, named Jasmine, gave birth to a male calf last week. Both mom and baby are doing fine, and they are currently in giraffe exhibits for visitors to see. This zoo is located, of course, 20 miles from Syracuse, and more information is available online at thewildpark.com, which is located in Chittenango. And the New York State Fair begins tomorrow, but one of its most popular attractions is being revealed today. Artists have been hard at work crafting the legendary butter sculpture that will be located in the Dairy Products Building. Once the fair ends on September 1st, the sculpture will be recycled so it can be converted into renewable energy. Today's unveiling is being live streamed on the American Dairy Association Northeast Facebook page. In sports, the Buffalo Bills wrap up their preseason this weekend. It's a 7:30 game at Tampa Bay. The Bills will kick off the season against the Ravens, 8:20 p.m. on September 7th. The Giants wrap up the preseason this week. Big Blue is hosting the New England Patriots Thursday night at MetLife Stadium. Rookie quarterback Jackson Dart has made a positive impression with his play so far. The season is officially over for one member of the Jets secondary. Gang Green placed defensive back Chris Boyd on injured reserves Monday. Boyd sustained a shoulder injury during the team's green and white practice earlier this month. In baseball, the Mets are hoping to stay hot after winning their 3-game series against the Mariners. New York is visiting the Washington Nationals for a 3-game set that begins tonight in D.C. The Mets have split their last 6 games. The Yankees hope to build off their recent sweep. The Bronx Bombers visiting the Tampa Bay Rays for a 2-game set that begins tonight. New York has won 5 of its last 6. Connecticut continues to roll through the competition after blowing out South Dakota 13-1 in the Little League World Series. Fairfield National Little League is now 3-0 in Williamsport. The Metro Region champs will take on Las Vegas tomorrow afternoon. And Syracuse University head coach Fran Brown is naming the quarterback who will start this season under center. Former Notre Dame quarterback Steve Angeli earned the position by beating out LSU transfer Ricky Collins. Angeli was a member of the Notre Dame squad that played in this year's national championship game before ultimately falling to Ohio State. SU's first game is August 30th against Tennessee. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
All right, currently we have clouds, and it is 58 degrees, almost as if the air conditioning has been turned on outside. It's nice and pleasant. Senator Joe Griffo is in studio here this morning. Joe, I'll need you to move over that way just a little to keep. Did that push? A little more. Go. Believe me, yes.
Hey, Bill, maybe they didn't fix the air conditioning. They just opened a couple windows.
Maybe they did.
It's cool outside, but, you know.
Can I, you were telling me that, what's our news guy's name? Doug Callan.
Doug.
That he has mispronounced the assemblyman's name.
Lemondes.
Lemondes.
So he's of Greek ancestry.
Okay. So not French, but Greek.
Right, Lemondes.
Because I think he's pronouncing it. How is he pronouncing it? Lemondo, I think. Lemondo. As if it's, Martin Landau. Right? Okay, how is it pronounced again?
Lemondes.
Lemondes. Davey, call him, could you, and let him know? Lemondes. Okay. Senator Griffo, we have a lot to talk about. Good morning.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here with you and the mayor.
Nice you're in with Mayor Mark
Mayor
Butler.
Mark.
Yeah.
Mayor Mark.
Did you know the story about Yale?
No.
The Yale lock.
Did Mark go to Yale?
The Yale lock was invented in
Newport.
Oh, that
New
Yale
York.
lock.
Yeah.
Okay. I know. You start saying Yale, I'm thinking New Haven, but
did you know that the Eastman, George Eastman?
Well, yes, he was born here, but the problem is Eastman Kodak is in a lot of trouble right
they
now.
are.
Well,
and that's an example when you talk about like corporate America, right? And some of the CEOs making the wrong decision because they had everything to go digital before Fuji and all that.
Can I correct you there?
Go ahead, correct me.
Here
we go already.
This Katie Aiello's gonna have a hard time with this because she says you pay me not to correct you.
Oh wow.
However,
we gotta get Katie on. Maybe we'll come in together.
I like that. Yeah. I do like that. But
take a little pressure off from Galimi.
The fact, yes, he could use it. The fact that the fact that Kodak invented the digital camera.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
they
sat
so now
on you're
it.
agreeing with me.
Well, I totally agree with you, but they just sat on the technology.
Here's I believe it was Kim Commando that did a story on it the other day, and she listed 4 major blunders in the corporate world where they had something big like BlackBerry, had the technology, but didn't know what to do with it. And all of a sudden, Steve Jobs comes along and says, "Look what I can do." And the iPhone should have been the BlackBerry.
Yeah,
I mean, I think you were
cool.
a BlackBerry.
I used a BlackBerry.
Yeah. And it was there, and they just let it. They didn't think it was a big deal. They didn't think photos and music and that sort of thing was a big deal.
Well, what I heard, again, you don't know how accurate this is, but this could be a good Kim Commando research. It was one of the greatest blunders because they could have been amazing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are looking at potential decimation of the company.
Yeah, Kodak.
But I also believe that the reason they sat on it is because they wanted to continue to push the paper. They had the market on film the way it was, and they wanted to keep it that way, so they basically sat on it.
And you know what? They were the Giants.
Right.
They not the football Giants, because they were giant. They were the big dog, and of course they're going to continue to prosper. But you must always continue to innovate.
Yeah, absolutely.
And reinvent and.
But again, that's a reflection on whoever was the board and the CEO at the time. But I think I agree with Kim Commando.
They're almost. I mean, this is not just somebody predicting. They're saying we're almost out of business.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
Very,
story.
very sad. And,
very bad news.
And it's been a slow drip, very much like we've seen, like the Valley saw with Remington, a slow drip in Rochester, and that's very, very sad. A company, especially when it comes to investing in stocks, it was a company that you knew you could rely on, and unfortunately, here we are today. Wow. Okay, hold tight. We're going to talk with you. I do have this great story of Harland J. Hennessy, and the remains will be coming into, speaking of Kodak, Rochester, and then they'll be making their way via procession with a great deal of respect and some pomp and circumstance that is warranted. This man was killed in battle in Japan during World War II, and because of current technology, we are now able to what?
I thought he was a POW.
Well, all I know is that he died in Japan. That's where they found his remains.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm assuming he either died in battle or he died in a prison camp. And I believe it was a prison camp, if I'm correct. We'll find out.
That's what
for sure. But nonetheless, we did not have, we could not confirm his remains. And now, because of technology, we're able to and return. Japan is returning his remains, and this is a big deal. And he'll finally get what is due to him, that heroic welcome home.
See, Joe, I have to keep correcting him. And he doesn't pay me for it, though.
Wow.
Really, what he doesn't know is we're ransacking his car right now. We're stealing from him, actually. Each time he comes, we siphon gas out of his big pickup truck.
Well, speaking of that, I mean, you want to talk about taking a driver's test, go over to the corner gas station here, the fast track, and it is wild over there right now. I mean, you got to really maneuver against the delivery trucks,
it's crazy.
Construction vehicles
busy.
that are there, and I mean, that would be a great driver's test.
I have a throughway question for you that was brought up yesterday. Butler is concerned about it as well, and we'll get to that coming up. But I want to first talk with I believe he is the commander of the VFW post 5538 in Boonville, John Vino. We'll bring him in a second.
John's in the green room right now.
And talk about Harland J. Hennessy coming up at WIBX.
Another nice, cool morning and a beauty of a day today. A lot of clouds around, some limited sunshine, but not bad. Shower thunderstorm chance midweek, and then sunshine returning a little bit milder late week. So clouds today, upper 70s. Tonight, maybe a couple of showers, upper 50s. Tomorrow, showers, maybe a thunderstorm, mid-60s. Thursday, sunny, upper 70s. Friday, sunshine, low 80s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Now through September 1st, get up to $180 back by mail on a Bridgestone prepaid MasterCard. Get up to $80 when you buy a set of 4 eligible Bridgestone tires. Get an additional $100 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your CFNA credit card at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Whether you're in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, or Herkimer, their team of professionals are ready to serve you. Subject to credit approval, restrictions apply. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Online at tallmanstire.com.
Looking to heat up your summer with a reliable ride without the brand new price tag? Cruise in to Steve Pawnee Chevrolet in Herkimer and check out their sizzling lineup of Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicles. From sun-soaked road trips to everyday errands, all backed by a certified warranty and low financing options. Right now, qualified buyers can score hot summer rates as low as 5.9% for 72 months on top models like the Chevy Equinox, Trailblazer, Traverse, and Malibu. Don't sweat the car buying process. Their family-owned team is here to make it easy and stress-free. You'll drive away cool, confident, and covered in a Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicle. But hurry, these summer savings are burning fast. You must take delivery by August 31st. Together, let's drive to Steve Pawnee Chevrolet, where it's always easy to do business. Visit them on State Route 28 in Herkimer or online anytime at StevePawneeChevy.com. All taxes and fees additional. Customer must qualify for top-tier credit through GM Financial. See salesperson for details.
Aches and pains aren't trophies. They're just barriers keeping pros like you from getting the work done. You know this business can be back-breaking. All the more reason to partner with someone who has your back, like Clinton Tractor and Ferris Commercial Mowers. Ferris is about helping you finish strong and feel good doing it, with patented suspension technology that allows you to mow faster and get more work done in comfort so you can feel good tomorrow. Visit Clinton Tractor today or at clintontractor.net. Ferris, work hard, feel good.
Hey, Central New York, this is Will Kane of The Will Kane Show, and you can now hear my show every weekday at WIBX. I do things a little differently when I'm behind the microphone because I turn it over to the listeners to learn and really dig into the issues that impact everyday Americans. The Will Kane Show lets you keep ahead of the headlines and understand what's really going on in the world with in-depth discussions from leading experts and the brightest minds. From politics to sports, nothing is off topic. Listen to The Will Kane Show weekdays at 6, only on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Hey, I want to tell you something that's extremely important, and it's lead poisoning. Important for families, especially with children. You know, in New York, ages 1 and 2, kids 1 to 2 years old must be tested for lead because it can harm a child's development, brain, nervous system, speech, hearing, learning, and behavior. Talk to your doctor or healthcare provider today and ask about that. It is really important. But if you're a homeowner or a renter or a landlord, you need to know how to identify these. First of all, if your house was built before 1978, there's a very good chance there's lead. And there are programs out there to assist up to $30,000 per unit in HUD lead hazard reduction funding. Applications are available at leadsafeutica.com, or you can call 315-724-4197. It is a great investment, and it's an investment in our future, in our children. We really need to correct the problem of lead poisoning in children. Again, the website is leadsafeutica.com, or call 315-724-4197 is the number. And then Ricky Z. It's Mazda's More to Move You sales event at Steve Pawnee Mazda. Save on a new Mazda lease or enjoy 2.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazda CX-30s and CX-5s with 1.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazda CX-50s, 70s, and CX-90s. Rick says, come on down, see the dealership for details. Let us help you into a brand new Mazda. You know, Mazda, the company, finished 2024 up 16.8% in sales year over year. It is a hot brand right now, Joe Griffo, a hot brand.
And you know what? Ricky Z does an extraordinary job. We had the opportunity, my wife was talking to him, and they're looking at different aspects from a vehicle perspective. When you consider what they do with maintenance, and you probably experience this right now, they video and send you a video report of what they're doing to your car, what's wrong, and everything. I think that's pretty amazing. So, I mean, that is a total – I told Joe Steet they do a phenomenal job over there.
They really do.
And so you got a good product there.
And Mr. Ponte as well.
Mr. Steet, Mr. Ponte, both great people. There's Joey and
Mr. Ricky Z.
Ricky Z is the man.
He is the man. So, you can check him out at Steve Pawnee Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
When it comes to the ones we love, their comfort and dignity matter most. That is why Hospice and Palliative Care is here for you. When you want your loved ones' wishes to be honored, when you want them to be comfortable, safe, and secure, and when you want them to be wherever they call home, Hospice and Palliative Care is the right choice. Our team of professional doctors, nurses, social workers, and bereavement counselors are dedicated to providing compassionate care every step of the way. At Hospice, your loved one is not alone, and neither are you. We are just a phone call away, ready to support you through this journey. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison County for the comfort and dignity your loved ones deserve. For more information, visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call us today at 315-735-6484. Hospice and Palliative Care, Middle Settlement Road, New Hartford, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties.
When you need us most.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, coming up, we'll talk to the VFW, and I misspoke in terms of he did die. We're talking about Harland J. Hennessy in a POW camp in Japan, and we'll get into that whole story coming up in a moment. First, though, a couple of calls for the senator, maybe for Mark Butler, you never know. Yep. On line one is Lucia. Good morning. You're on with Senator Griffo and Mayor Mark Butler. Good morning.
Senator Griffo, good morning. It's Lucia. How are you doing? Hi, Bill.
Good morning.
Just wanted to say I might derail from what you're talking about. Pippo Baudo died in Italy. Do you know who he is, Bill?
Who? Who is it again?
No? Pippo Baudo.
No, non lo so.
A very, very big entertainer in Italy. Italy is mourning everyone, and tomorrow is the funeral. This guy is like a phenomenal. And not only there, but all over the world is known, all the actors, all the famous people, everyone. Phenomenal person, and also entertainer that no one can top in the world. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody, really, and it's said there on TV everywhere. And they're talking on TV and La Rai, the Italian station, for 3-4 days. And tomorrow's the funeral. Phenomenal. Now, it happens to be that he is from the hometown of my mom.
I did not know that. That's wild.
A million churches. No, that's not why I'm saying that.
Right.
Ask anybody. Ask any actress, the most famous in the world then and now. They'll tell you. And so tomorrow the funerals are going to be there.
All right. Well,
he got married there. He married a soprano. And when he did get married, he went to Militello to get married. And now he's going back there when he died. Wow. And
Senator Griffo.
Were all judges, lawyers, know. Yeah.
Senator Griffo, did you not know anything about this?
I did not.
What kind of an Italian are you?
I see the prime minister is in Washington, though.
He is.
She is.
She is in Washington. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Washington. Senator Griffo, you're the best. Everybody's proud of you. They tell me everywhere I go. It's not that I'm bragging. I'm telling the truth and what I hear and what I know.
Thank you, Lucia. You're very kind. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Lucia. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
All right, thank you so much for that. Tim, you're on with Senator Joe Griffo.
Yes, Joe. Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry. Jak się masz?
Yeah, there we go.
Good for you.
Oh, wow. I got a question.
Sure.
Was that you and your wife polka dancing at the Polish Community Club Saturday?
Well, we were there, but I'm not sure I was polka dancing, but we did go there to support the club. They do a great job, Artur and Ella and everybody that was there. The only thing I found kind of interesting is you had an Irishman behind the bar, Pat McGrath. So that's kind of,
Well, you're in good hands there.
True that.
Yes.
I thought I seen you and your wife polka dancing. I must have drank a little bit too much beer.
Might have been a little bit of the Washnufka,
That'll do it.
Okay.
All right, Tim.
Take care.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Bye.
We're talking about the remains of Private Harland J. Hennessy, which will be returning to Boonville tomorrow. Private Hennessy, a member of the 803rd Engineer Battalion, aviation, served America during World War II, captured during the fall of Bataan, and this is a very, very big day, and it's amazing the technology today allows us to do something like this. So in studio is VFW Post 5538 Commander Jonathan Vino and Quartermaster Bob Lott. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for your service, and this is a very big day.
Yeah, it's huge. Thanks for having us, Bill. Good morning. I just wanted to correct you. He's actually returning on Thursday.
It is Thursday.
Yeah,
okay.
it is Thursday. Yep. So 2 days from now.
Does he arrive in Rochester tomorrow, or is he
Thursday? So
Thursday,
all Thursday. Yeah, all Thursday.
Happens.
So he'll be arriving.
Okay.
He'll the honor guard will be getting him off the plane at 4:30. Then he'll get on the thruway. He'll have a state trooper escort from the thruway to exit 31. Then at exit 31, we're having several motorcycle groups led by the Patriot Guard, about 6-7 motorcycle groups, and they're all meeting a Tractor Supply there in North Utica. And the hearse will come in, and then there's going to be a motorcycle escort from North Utica all the way to Boonville. We anticipate, if the plane's on time and no traffic issues, he'll be arriving in Boonville between 8 and 8:30 in the evening. So we know that's later, but we're hoping this is a very special day. So we're hoping anyone that's available.
Thruway? Coming back?
He's going to come back on the thruway to exit 31.
Okay,
and
to
then
exit
from Utica,
31.
So he'll be on Route 12 from Utica up to Boonville.
Okay.
So we're asking anyone who's on that route from Utica up, come out, support them. You got the village of Barneveld there. But if you want to come all the way up to Boonville and line our main streets, we're going to have 2 fire trucks there with a crisscross ladders, a flag. We're going to have several veterans from organizations coming out there to salute the casket as it goes by. So if you can, make it up to Boonville, and I know it's late, it's a school night, but we'd appreciate anyone coming out to welcome his remains home. That's a big deal. That's Thursday.
So explain, his remains were buried in an unnamed, unmarked grave.
Yep. So the Philippines, we surrendered to the Philippines, us and the Filipino Army back in 1942 in April. And then there was a Bataan Death March, they called it, and they marched from 65 miles north to another POW camp called Cabatawan. And he survived that 65-mile death march, but then in November 1st of 1942, he died of beriberi, which is basically malnutrition.
Yeah.
In other words, he starved to death.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so then his remains, along with 10 other that day, they kept records, and so you're probably talking prisoners of war. There were 8,000 prisoners of war there.
And then I think that is the one part of this that we don't realize. This can be happening throughout the country. There were many people who were not identified.
Yeah, so they were able to identify 1,000 American soldiers within a year after the war ended. It was called the Cabatawan Projects.
Mm-hmm.
The remains, they couldn't remain. Then in 1952 is when the project ended, and they were buried in a mass grave in Manila. So then, back in 2018, they says, well, with DNA testing and technology, we can start identifying these. So his nephew, Harland's brother's son, John, donated a DNA sample along with 5 or 6 other cousins. And then they were able to identify a portion of his remains. He was buried in a mass grave with 10 other soldiers, and they painstakingly took out every bone, every portion.
Yeah.
And then and the remains that they found, and he's coming back, and he's going to be buried with full military honors.
Wow, that's amazing. So if people want to be involved, they just show up on Thursday.
They just show up, and that's I'll let Bob, because my quartermaster here, and I can let him speak on what's going on Saturday, which is the Celebration of Life, which is also that's open to the public.
All right, Bob, nice and tight on that microphone, and good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, it's great to be here. Thanks for having us. The Celebration of Life the internment is going to be pretty much private. There's going to be color guard and up on top of the hill memorial. But the Celebration of Life is going to start at 12 o'clock. There's going to be a luncheon buffet. John has been able to get a small town big band that's going to be in Awesome Country Farmhouse venue.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going to have our buffet is there.
Okay.
So that's going to be from 12 to 2. From 2 o'clock, we're going to have speakers, and we've got some lined up for that. So.
While this is unbelievable and wonderful that we're able to do this and honor him properly, it is incredibly sad that so many were not identified And, we can look at it today. We now have the science to be able to identify people. But just tremendously sad, the sacrifice that was given by families and these people back during World War II.
Yeah, and it's not only World War II, but also the Korean War. They're still, of course, it's hard to really get bodies out of North Korea for that. I spent 3 years in Korea.
And how about Vietnam too?
And
Vietnam,
right?
and Vietnam too,
Yeah.
of course, yeah. And so many people. I think Vietnam probably had a little better success with bringing people home, but the mass graves were just incredible. For them to identify that in the forensics unit that they have in Hawaii,
it's incredible.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It really is.
John, you want to add?
Yeah, I'll just add that on Saturday, after we have our speakers, that's from 2 to 4, and then there's a little, cocktail hour, and then from 5 on, we got Chuck Primo and the Yard Cats are going to entertain in the back. So, it's going to be a very humble, somber day, and then we're going to end it with a celebration, a true
it's a celebration of life.
Have a life. The main thing is Harland J. Hennessy Post 5538 in Boonville was started in 1946, and they unanimously decided to name it after Harland J. Hennessy. Most all your VFW and American Legions are named after people who have died overseas.
Yeah.
So this is a big deal. Our namesake is coming home after 84 years. And so we want the public to really come out and celebrate this. And I'm going to leave you with a flyer here, and it just kind of tells the whole story.
Yeah.
You can look through it, Bill. And it even shows in our flyer, and the nephew really wanted it to be in there, the amount of remains and what was found and recovered. He was, the Japanese weren't so kind to our prisoners of war as we were on the other side, as we were to our own.
Yeah.
And it was pretty brutal. And, this is we're thrilled. It's been a lot of planning. When we found out last September that he was coming home, we formed a committee and says let's do this right. Let's bring him home and with honor.
Can you tell me how many members of the family? Are you mentioning the nephew? Are there older members who are still with us that might remember him?
Well, so there's also a niece who's the brother of John. And they still live in Boonville, both of them. And then John has some children, and then there's some cousins. And I think probably that day there might be maybe 10 to 15 family members. They've got some people coming from live in the Midwest that are going to come out and celebrate this.
Wow.
But basically, the two living, he says the living niece and nephew, and then great niece.
Well, it's amazing how you are handling this, and I understand it's your namesake, but. You're giving it the real pomp and circumstance and honor that he deserved and deserves today. That's very impressive.
Yeah, and we're thrilled. So so anyone again, if you're around on Thursday, 2 days from now, and you can make it up to Boonville, you can just get up there around 7:30, between 7:30 and 8. We anticipate arrival between 8 and 8:30, so it'll be at twilight. And then feel free to come by the post on Saturday and celebrate with us then. We got food. We're going to have snacks and music and speeches. And, let's welcome them home the right way.
It's about a 30-mile drive. Hard to believe that's the case. Usually when I'm flying and avoiding any, red lights, it seems like such a short trip. But it's 30 miles. You'd be going 45 miles an hour. Leaving Tractor Supply in that area as your staging area. And that alone is going to be just a very impressive sight, I think, to be seen on Saturday.
Yeah, a lot of the guys, they have flags hanging off their bikes and stuff, and it'll be nice.
Well, Thursday is the procession. Saturday is the event.
Yeah,
yes.
So Thursday is a procession. We're anticipating with everything going right, about 7:30 or so, they'll be leaving Tractor Supply. So if you're on that route between Utica and Boonville, you'll want to come out right around 7:30. And
Joe, you want to add anything?
No, I think this is very impressive and the right thing to do. I mean, this is when we talk about remembering our fallen. We do that on Memorial Day, but when something like this, when you can use technology and you can really bring somebody like Hennessy back, not only to commemorate and to remember, but to honor him. I appreciate what the Post is doing, and I'd encourage everybody to get out and support.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen, thank you.
Wonderful thing.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Thanks so much. It is, Mark, definitely a wonderful thing. So, stand by. We'll come back. A quick update on news. We'll speak with Senator Joe Griffo coming up here at WIBX.
Here is the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. In New Hartford, police arrested 3 teens after a burglary at Target in Sangertown Square. According to a report from the New Hartford Police Department, the incident took place on August 14th when teenagers reportedly stayed inside the store after closing and stole merchandise before fleeing, according to loss prevention. All 3 teenagers face charges of burglary and have received appearance tickets. A town of Kirkland man has been arrested for allegedly injuring a cat. According to Oneida County Sheriff's Department, 21-year-old Jonathan Sykes was found to have treated the feline inhumanely, quote, when it was in his possession, which resulted in the cat's injuries. Sykes will appear in court in September. A New York State lawmaker is entering the race to unseat Congressman John Mannion. Republican Assemblyman John Lemonday says he's decided against seeking re-election and will again focus on defeating Democrat Mannion, who represents the 22nd Congressional District. The 60-year-old has used his current position to call for changes in New York schools and oppose abortion rights. In addition to his political career, Lemonday is a 27-year Army veteran who served in Iraq and Afghanistan. The Wild Animal Park in Chittenango is celebrating the arrival of a brand new addition. The zoo announced yesterday that one of its giraffes, named Jasmine, gave birth to a male calf last week. Both mom and baby are doing fine, and they are currently in giraffe exhibits for visitors to see. This zoo is located, of course, 20 miles from Syracuse, and more information is available online at thewildpark.com, which is located in Chittenango. And the New York State Fair begins tomorrow, but one of its most popular attractions is being revealed today. Artists have been hard at work crafting the legendary butter sculpture that will be located in the Dairy Products Building. Once the fair ends on September 1st, the sculpture will be recycled so it can be converted into renewable energy. Today's unveiling is being live streamed on the American Dairy Association Northeast Facebook page. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Another nice, cool morning and a beauty of a day today. A lot of clouds around, some limited sunshine, but not bad. Shower thunderstorm chance midweek, and then sunshine returning a little bit milder late week. So clouds today, upper 70s. Tonight, maybe a couple of showers, upper 50s. Tomorrow, showers, maybe a thunderstorm, mid-60s. Thursday, sunny, upper 70s. Friday, sunshine, low 80s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
It is, there we go, 60 degrees and cloudy skies. Coming up, Senator Joe Griffo. Also, Robin Banks is a local musician, has a brand new album out, and we're going to introduce him to 2 of the big music fans in the studio. Mark Bodler, a musician himself, and Senator Joe Griffo, who's in here as well. Stand by. Coming right back, it is 8:40 at WIBX.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're a different kind of wireless company dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Because let's face it, our needs are different. Big wireless unlimited plans are designed for 20-somethings, not us. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on one thing, bringing you affordable, reliable rate plans that suit your needs, not ours. How do we do that? We start by using the same towers as the big guys, the exact same towers. We then create rate plans designed for your usage. The fact is, we can offer you an unlimited plan with the same network quality for less because we understand how you use wireless services. Our plans start at just $20 a month. And forget trying to chat with robots. You'll get 100% US-based award-winning customer service when you need help. Come find out how wireless should be and join the millions who've made the switch.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/fax. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Looking for a cool new ride and a payment that fits your budget? GPO Federal Credit Union's summer auto loan rate drop is heating things up right now. Now through the end of the month, enjoy rates on 2022 to 2026 models as low as 4.74% APR for up to 5 years with checking and direct deposit. Whether you're road tripping through the Adirondacks or just upgrading your daily drive, save more and stress less with GPO by your side. Apply at gpofcu.com or stop by your local GPO branch. GPO Federal Credit Union, your journey, their commitment. Membership eligibility required. Credit restrictions apply. Loan rates determined by overall credit history and are subject to change without notice. 0.25% rate discount is subject to checking account with direct deposit. Existing GPO loans cannot be refinanced. Promotional offer is valued now through August 31st, by the way, the end of the month. And you can see the branch for full details. And people of all ages can experience any level of discomfort in the knees and the hips and the back. Steve Spurbeck, who was just in studio last Friday, saying going to the Good Feet store changed his life, eliminating the pain. And it's a 3-step process, including strengtheners, maintainers, and relaxers. And it worked for him. It could very well work for you. And you can walk in, no appointment needed. 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford, or call them 315-999-3910. The Good Feet store in New Hartford.
Now through September 1st, get up to $180 back by mail on a Firestone prepaid MasterCard. Get up to $80 when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires. Get an additional $100 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your CFNA credit card at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Whether you're in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, or Herkimer, their team of professionals are ready to serve you. Subject to credit approval, restrictions apply. See Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair or online at tallmanstire.com.
You've seen RoofMax on TV, but what you really want to know is, can it help you avoid an expensive roof replacement? In most cases, yes, because 9 out of 10 roofs can be restored by RoofMax at a fraction of the cost of a new roof. But RoofMax treatments aren't just for old roofs. Your roof starts to deteriorate in as little as 7 years. Your roof is thirsty. Start RoofMax treatment soon enough, and you can extend the life of your roof up to 15 years. Call 1-855-ROOFMAX, 855-ROOFMAX.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Senator Joe Griffo is in studio along with our guest host, the mayor of Newport, New York, the one and only Mark Butler. And I think that with Harland, Hennessy is just incredible.
Absolutely.
That's being done. And we're doing what should have been done a long time ago. But it's amazing we have the technology today to be able to identify these people.
Yeah, you're seeing that also done with the trying to find remains from the 9/11 attacks at the World Trade Center. And
I think that is probably the closest thing to compare it to in modern times, right? Have you been through that museum?
I have.
It's incredible.
It's an incredible experience.
Quiet.
Very quiet,
Eerie,
somber.
Quiet.
Reminds me of the Holocaust museums, too, when
Yeah.
you go there.
Yeah.
And it's just the emotional aspect to taking that tour of that facility. And it's so important, too, like I said, that we don't forget. And you commemorate those who lost and remember those who lost their lives.
Yeah.
But
you're talking about the one in the state capitol?
No, I'm talking about the Holocaust Museum. I'm talking about in Washington and in Jerusalem. But I'm talking here, the 9/11 Museum in New York City.
Oh, okay. Because they have a
Ground Zero. Yeah.
Did have. They may still have
there,
in the Capitol.
The museum in New York is just. I mean, you're walking down into that stairway. I think is the most dramatic piece in the entire museum. There's so much. The fact that there's a room where they announce every single person who perished in the collapse of the Trade Center, and then tell a little story about each of them. That's incredible. But that stairway where they were escaping, and it was a stairway that was practically destroyed, but the original stairway is in the place that it was in on 9/11. You're right down in there. It's just oof.
I think they've done an amazing
emotional.
job in doing the right thing to try to remember.
Okay. I've been seeing reports the New York State Senate is responsible for the increases with the National Grid rates.
Well, the mayor, a former assembly member would appreciate this. You had, I guess,
we blamed everything on
you
the
had an
Senate.
assembly member, I guess, saying that reminding people that the Senate has confirmation under advice and consent, which is accurate. But look, the Public Service Commission approved this. They're appointed by the governor. They're nominated by the governor, and you go through the confirmation process. But actually, in this last round of the governor's selections and nominees, I have voted against it because she's really not reaching out there. She has a particular mindset that she's trying to present, and you're seeing this right now. I just felt that where I took exception is, number one, that this is a burden the people of the residents of New York can't afford anymore. If everybody's talking about affordability being an issue, it's got to be more than a buzzword.
Yeah.
You've got to see it demonstrated through action.
And it's not just upstate, right? I mean, this is going to affect.
Right.
I guess they want to do a rent freeze in New York City, but if landlords, if their prices are going up, who do you think is going to pay for that?
Yeah, but again, my point was the governor calling and saying that this was wrong when these were her appointments, and she could have communicated with them. I mean, I presented, testimony to them why we felt that this rate hike at this time.
Well, she could have gone to them and said, "Listen, I want you to know I'm against this. Right. I don't want this to be passed."
Right,
and that would have carried weight.
Absolutely, absolutely, particularly because she nominates these individuals.
However. Allowing them to do it and then coming after the fact, so it looks like she's against it, is what you're talking about.
Yeah, and again, when you look at this, there are a lot of contributing factors because people say, why are we, and again, go back to affordability. If we all agree and believe that this is a critical problem, which it is, then we've got to address it, and you've got to demonstrate that. And in this particular instance, what are the factors that lead to something like this rate increase? Well, first of all, the main one, in my opinion, is these unrealistic and unreasonable energy policies that the majority and the governor are putting forward right now.
Exactly.
The company also bears some responsibility for the way they do things, now switching to smart meters, things of that nature.
And the smart meters have been, it's not completely out yet, but there are a lot of people saying they've been very inaccurate and a disaster, and the bills have gone up. Significantly.
My point saying that the company, where do you look at where problems are? Not pointing fingers of blame, but where you have the policies of the governor, you have the company doing what it's doing, and then you have taxes and regulations that we've imposed upon, the government imposes upon people, and that's why we want to see regulatory reform.
To be fair, though, it's not going to be free to upgrade to and then we really have to look at nuclear as an option for New York State.
I've talked about a diversified. I was former chair of the Energy Committee, so I always talked from then about a diversified portfolio. We can embrace clean energy, but we have to do it reasonably and realistically. And you need to have a variety of options: nuclear, fossil fuel, clean energy, green energy. And that's the problem right now. It's more based on political ideology than it is on pragmatism.
To me, this seems so easy. You bring a group of industry people together, those stakeholders, that's the key word that we like to use, the stakeholders. You bring them all together and they voice their concerns, and we wouldn't have the problem we have with school buses. We wouldn't have the problem we have with Mack trucks and I mean, if you just listen to, you could do the same thing with the prison system. Listen to the people involved, the DAs, the sheriffs, law enforcement, and the corrections officers. We wouldn't be where we are today. We have a real problem when it comes to, I know everything, we aren't going to listen.
We need to bring common sense back to the Capitol.
Yeah.
And that's what's missing right now.
You said it seems easy. I mean, you get politics mixed in with it. It's never easy.
I know. It is never easy. Can I bring in, I know you only have a couple minutes.
Yeah, you want to talk about redistricting, you said, right?
We will.
too?
We'll get there.
Okay.
Let me bring in Joe with a question for Senator Griffo. Hello, Joe. You're on with the Senator and Mayor Mark Butler. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Listen, my question is, so I looked at my bill this past month. It was $4.23 a kilowatt hour last August. This year, this month, $13.68. So it's already gone up triple in 1 year. So I don't understand these price hikes. And does this have anything to do with the fact that going forward on January 1st, any new build in New York State can only have electric appliances? So is she in cahoots with the National Grid? Is she sleeping with the enemy, so to speak? I mean, what's going on here?
Well, I think basically it's ideology again. She believes
Is that still in place, by the way, new construction?
Yeah, it is. In
For
fact,
commercial, though.
what was passed just before we left Albany at the end of June was the 100-foot rule, which Mark will remember. Right now, if you're within 100 feet of a gas line, your house, and you want to hook up, the company has to hook you up and at their own expense. And because they want to push everybody away from gas, what they're doing now is that will stay in effect, but now the homeowner will have to pay for that price. And that's a pretty good price tag.
Yeah.
Well,
and now you'll hear the utilities say, well, if you're making us pick this up, then we've got to pass it along.
Yeah.
But it has worked for a lot of years. What you're seeing now is this push to get away from fossil fuel. And again, I think we need to continue to have options. And we can find incentives to move you in a different direction.
Weren't they trying to do away with gas stoves?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's what Joe's referencing there.
Yeah, we do have an option, Senator. We do have an option. Her name is Elise Stefanik, and people need to get out there and vote.
All right.
That's the option we have in New York.
Well,
we need to get her the hell out of office and get somebody in there that's going to work for the majority of the people, not the minority of the people in the inner cities.
All right. Well, that'll be next year, by the way.
Mrs. Butler had the great line about the gas stove. She said they'll take my gas stove out over my cold, dead hands.
That's right.
Sounds like Charlton Heston.
It is. All right, Joe. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Anything redistricting?
Yeah, that's another whole opportunity to come again if you want. But right now, we need to be
outlawed.
Gerrymandering is wrong no matter where it takes place, in my opinion. But in New York, we, the people of the state of New York, expressed through a constitutional amendment that they do not want to see that again. And they created an independent redistricting commission when we had divided government. So for the governor now to come in there and say, well, Texas is doing it, so we're going to do it. Texas doesn't have a constitutional amendment. Whether it's right or wrong, they have the ability to do that. In New York, to try to say you're going to circumvent the Constitution is wrong. Just to say we're going to fight fire with fire, which is another cliche line that they're all using now. You hear it from Gavin Newsom, you hear it from Kathy Hochul, you hear it from Cory Booker. I mean, it's like talking points, and it's wrong. Yeah. And so my point here is it's going to be very difficult for her to try to undertake that, but she may. Yeah. And there will be a fight for that because the people of New York have said we don't want that done in New York. They voted.
When you look at the polling around the country, nobody wants it. They don't want it. They don't want it in Texas.
But you have a constitutional amendment in New York.
I understand.
That says you should not and cannot have that type of thing. And you know, the last time we went to court, and the court got involved, and the highest court of New York affirmed that, and they tried to end run it by another vote before the people, and the people again said no.
How could we want that again, what we went through just a year and a half ago?
Well, you did it twice, which worries me too, because the Court of Appeals, the only thing that changed was the chief judge. Yeah. And for the chief judge, the rule, basically that it was only a 1-year effort. All that money, time, from the court, from the special master, which came from Carnegie Mellon University, to say that was only meant for 1 year is ridiculous. Yeah. And that's why people are losing confidence in their government.
Senator, thank you. We appreciate it.
Take care.
I'd let you drop the mic, but these are very expensive microphones. And I don't think they would drop anyway. They're all connected. Say hi to Robin Banks. This is Robin Banks. He is a local musician. He has a new album called Fight Off the Rust. Good morning. We got about 4 minutes here, so
oh, good. I have a song about gerrymandering that I want to. No,
you do. That'd be perfect.
No, I don't.
All right. Your new album is out, and it's available on Spotify, on
yes, all
iTunes,
the streaming services,
and,
as they say. Yes.
What's your favorite song on the album?
Ooh, boy.
The album is called "Fight Off the Rust" by Robin Banks.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'll say the first one. Do What You Can.
Do What You Can.
Yeah.
I liked "The Weight of Love."
Oh, Weight of Love.
I like that a lot.
It's kind of a pop.
We
kind
had
of song.
somebody say they felt you sounded a lot like the style was like Frank Zappa.
I heard Frank Zappa. I heard Yoko Ono.
Well, the Yoko Ono thing
both
was
amazing artists in their own right.
I guess you're right.
I'm surprised by both of them and flattered at the same time.
This is a little Do What You Can, Robin Banks. By the way, Ricky Lewis.
Yes, did a great job on
peace.
this. He did my first two as well.
He produced this and did the artwork as well.
Yes.
Check out a little bit of this here.
You're the reason that I live my life. I am devoted to making you my crazy, wacky wife. People think I don't know what I'm doing when I tell them her bark is really much worse than her bite. That's right. Do what you can, do what you can.
I like this a lot.
Let's dance.
Yeah.
Do what you can. Nobody can do what you
Where are you going to be? Anywhere where people can... I mean, this is just so well done. This is so
well,
good.
yeah, the problem with trying to do a show, the logistics
I know.
of it and getting players.
What are you, Steely Dan now? It's like, I will not perform live. I
Well,
can't.
it's a whole different thing. When I used to play years ago, I mean, it was a big deal.
Yeah,
I mean, we
I
had
know.
a truck, we had a three-man crew, a spotlight guy, a light guy, a sound man.
Different world today.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. This is called Do What You Can. I really, really like this.
Oh, well, thank you.
Check it out. Search Robin Banks on wherever you get your music.
Also, robinbanksmusic.com, you can find this. My first two solo albums, the Roger Wilco music is on there.
Okay.
And a bunch of stuff, and it's all free to listen to if you want to, you know.
Very, very cool. I'm going to let this play out to the top, all right?
Cool, thank you.
Robin Banks. Check him out here.
Nobody can do. Nobody can do what you can. 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 Nobody can do what you can.
All right, there it is. Robin Banks. Great job.
I thought I'd never say. Traffic to the world's largest pornographic websites is actually
WIBX. I don't know what's going on. WIBX, Utica, Rome.
He keeps trying to broker peace talks between the leaders of Russia and Ukraine. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
I wouldn't say they are ever going to be best friends.
President Trump on Fox and Friends the morning after meeting with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky following his summit in Alaska with Russian leader Vladimir Putin.
We're setting up a meeting. I sort of set it up with Putin and Zelensky. And, you know, they're the ones that have to call the shots.
Now, the Wall Street Journal reports Zelensky is said to be considering some proportional land swaps as part of a peace agreement to stop the war. In exchange for security guarantees, the president, Zelensky, and European leaders all discussed at the White House yesterday.
There'll be some form of security. It can't be NATO because that's just not something that would ever happen. They couldn't do that.
Now, the president also referenced his Washington, D.C. crime crackdown.
I've made Washington, D.C. just an incredible place. In literally 4 days, I have friends that say they're going out to dinner.
Attorney General Pam Bondi just announced on a post on X another 52 arrests last night as 6 Republican-led states send more National Guard soldiers as city leaders push back, saying violent crime statistics show a big decline this year and last. Air Canada will soon be back in the air, planning to resume flights tonight after the Flight Attendants Union, in a tentative agreement with the airline early this morning, ended a 4-day strike that grounded planes, affecting about 500,000 Air Canada passengers. Hurricane Erin is weakened slightly down to a Category 2, but It's forecast to get bigger. So even though Aaron's on track to move away from the U.S., Fox meteorologist Janice Dean says it'll still cause trouble.
Strong rip currents, huge waves. It's going to be, really dangerous to go out in the water along the East Coast over the next few days. Because of this system, we have coastal flood advisories as well.
There is a storm surge watch now for the North Carolina Outer Banks area. There have already been mandatory evacuations there. America's listening to Fox News.
Summer is all about making memories, right? Backyard barbecues, road trips, maybe finally getting around to that hiking trail you've been eyeballing. But if you're living with pain, those future memories can be stolen from you. So here's a thought. Call 1-800-4RELIEF and try Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement designed to help your body fight pain. It's a doctor-developed formula made from natural ingredients. Best part? Relief Factor doesn't mask pain. It helps reduce or even eliminate it for good. Whether it's kayaking, running around with the little ones, or just chilling in a hammock, Relief Factor can help you feel better, move better, and do more of the things you love all summer long. So if you're ready to reclaim your summer, head over to ReliefFactor.com or give them a call at 1-800-4RELIEF. Do it now and get their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Here is the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. In New Hartford, police arrested 3 teens after a burglary at Target in Sangertown Square. According to a report from the New Hartford Police Department, the incident took place on August 14th when teenagers reportedly stayed inside the store after closing and stole merchandise before fleeing, according to loss prevention. All 3 teenagers face charges of burglary and have received appearance tickets. A town of Kirkland man has been arrested for allegedly injuring a cat. According to Oneida County Sheriff's Department,